No.
What's wrong with this? It always does this in the daytime. Everyone. Yo! I hate this damn thing. And when we do the daytime show, this thing's so slow. StreamYard sucks in the daytime. Oh my goodness! But welcome anyway. Starting on a lovely note, aren't I? Sorry, everyone. Oh my goodness! Welcome everyone to Clobberin Times issue number 130, but number 830 overall.
Yeah.
Year number 12. Welcome, and let's see the global geek gang assembles, my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. International Superhero Day.
Yes, as if we needed a reason to celebrate superheroes here.
Right?
Here.
Right here. Yeah, this is.
Hi, Dickie.
Look at this. Welcome. I'm gonna. We are missing one member because he's probably, I don't know. I'll just
napping.
Yeah, he probably just wants
I
to
like
sleep 10
Eric's
minutes
reaction.
So we'll ignore him because he's not here. So instead, let me say hello to our wonderful panel people who did bother to show up, unlike somebody we know that we won't mention. Starting off, of course, my magnificent, wonderful first officer, the greatest first officer in all of Starfleet history, who the magnificent and the beautiful and the fabulous RAQUEL Briggs. Hey.
I love you, Clobby. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. Captain, my captain, International Superhero Day. I'm so excited to be here with my favorite panel of geeks, nerds, and just overall stellar human beings. I'm not dressed as a superhero today. Today, you will see me playing the grammar superhero. I have on my grammar commissioner cosplay. However, I can tell folks at home that thanks to going to Captain Clobby's School of Superheroes and Comics, that I have Dream Girl cooking in the cosplay closet. Dream Girl will soon replace the grammar commissioner avatar, thanks to Clobby. But I have to do my research. I have to get my materials together, and I have to do as good a job as I possibly can. Anyways, I'm just going to say hello to everybody in the panel. I love you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Say hello to everyone in the chat, and thank Clobby for that warm welcome. I love you, Captain. Mwah.
Love you, first officer. You're the best. You're the top number one. Also with us today, of course, the charter members of the Global Geek Gang, except for one of them because we don't know what happened to him. But Ash, what's up, buddy?
Yay!
Hey guys, how's it going?
All right, man. Good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Awesome.
Bud. Doing all right?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. You're awake? No,
yeah, you awake? I've been going since 6, dude. Where you at?
Playing Fortnite all morning.
There you go. Well, good to see you. And of course, Also, our other great member of the Global Geek Gang, charter member, the great Retro Dicky. What's up, buddy?
Yay!
Hail, sir, and good morning, good afternoon, wherever the hell you are. So, minus a hangover, I must say. Minus a hangover. So
That is good.
Your photo's perfect then. Your avatar couldn't be any more perfect then.
Exactly.
Actually.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well,
it's
good to see you.
Yeah. It's how I feel.
Yeah, well.
That's a true representation of how I feel about pop culture and what's going on. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's good to see you. Well, also with us today, the great Nick Weiser. What's up, my friend? It's great to see you, buddy.
Hey!
As in
Happy to
32
be
flavors
here.
of.
Nick Weiser. Happy to be
well,
here.
appreciate
Thank you. Thank you, Clobberin Times. This is seriously like Thursday afternoons have become a wonder. And man, is it something I look forward to every week. So as always thankful to be on. Thank you. And then with this excellent panel, I mean, everyone across the board on this panel is awesome, man. We got a killer chat that always looks forward to this. I'm looking forward to celebrating a thing that we always are celebrating anyway. As I said in the Nerdrotic member stream, a buddy once told me, once you don't go in style, you never have to worry about going out of style. And that sums us up. We do this when it's cool and when it's not cool. So let's continue doing this regardless of in or out of fashion. That's all I got to say for now. Thank you.
Indeed, buddy. Indeed.
So say we all.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
We have,
all.
we have some invites to some other friends that may join us soon. We hope we'll see. But also with us today is our good buddy, Eric O'Sullivan. What's up, sir?
Eric!
Hello.
Dude.
Who
How's
is
everybody
wearing
doing
a
today?
profoundly politically scathing T-shirt that I love. I lost the
hell?
Star Wars written in the filth font. That is the filth font, and that is a wondrous T-shirt. I
Oh,
love
my
you, Eric.
goodness,
I
dude.
doff my cap to you, sir.
And thank you, lady. I made it on Amazon for $12. You can choose your own font. Yeah, check it out. Make be your own sloganeer. You know,
Wow.
There
what
you
did Billy
go.
Bragg say? The revolution's only a T-shirt away. Waiting for the great leap forward. I hope you don't get copyright.
Oh, my.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
And-
Well, it's good to see you, buddy.
Good to see
Appreciate
you.
you
And
being here.
my clip on my phone on my tripod just broke.
Oh,
It's just
Oh.
exploded. So now I gotta
Oh,
lean
my.
against it. I was thinking
Uh-oh.
too hard.
oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, you can handle that. I know you can handle it, brother.
Hey, Mark
well,
D with the C just walked in the room down at the
Oh,
bottom.
hey.
Mark, I have a question to ask you, so don't
he's
leave.
gonna. Oh yeah, he'll be here eventually. But okay, but
Yes,
that's
please.
what, in fact, I'm gonna say some hellos to some of our chat right now before we get moving on there. So yeah, Mark
Excellent.
D, I think said he would join us later if he can.
Good.
The great Lord Thoth, I think he might be over at Harry's stream now. But hail! What was that? I don't know. I know who that is.
Oh. Breaking news, real quick. Invincible officially got renewed for seasons 2 and 3. Will it stay good? I don't know, but it did get renewed for
Nice.
2 and 3. So that
Yes.
for them to do 2 of them, I'm like, okay, well, hopefully it stays good because tonight's the season finale, which I'm looking forward to. I'm curious to see how it's going to wrap up. So I was actually worried they weren't going to announce anything. I thought it was going to be done at this because
I thought it would be done. Yeah.
I thought it'd be 2, but that's good news that they announced 2 more of them. So I'm like, okay, maybe they were kind of trying to get us by thinking that it was not doing well, only to be like, oh, hold up, psych.
Good. Let's just hope it, like you say, let's hope it stays good now. That's the
Yup.
problem.
I hear so
We'll
many
see.
good things about Invincible, but I have I can't watch things that are violent, and I certainly can't watch anything with gore. But I almost feel like watching that and then
love the
doing
John
my
Wick
hide
ones, huh?
behind the pillow maneuver, because when you hide behind the
It's-
blanket or the pillow, at least you
it's-
don't see the gore. But I almost want to do that because I want to support it, because I've heard so many wonderful things about it. And the fact that the OG fans, the original gangster fans, are so stoked on this IP and what's being done. Wow, it really makes me want to show up and bring the numbers for it. But yeah, I heard that it's not for the faint of heart.
No,
it's not. No, it's not.
You really have to be fully warned on that before you go into Invincible. It's even I, who like the comic, think that obviously seeing this animated and moving makes it even more gory, and that's why I had to do every now and then after I watch one, I feel like I need a shower. It's I gotta watch something nice and innocent like Batman Brave and the Bold.
Yeah,
just to go back to innocent, fun-loving superheroes. But it is great. It's good so far, but again, we'll see. It is changing stuff, but not in a bad way. So we'll see. I want to say some hellos to our chat before I do some show notes and we get moving here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Eric is pouring something.
Tea.
Looks like, is that tea?
Like a good Irishman, he's made himself a tea.
I made myself some tea. It's my grandma's teapot too. She brought from Sligo. Cheers and sláinte to you. It's my grandma's.
The great Lord Thoth, if you're here, bro. Avon lives, and long live the Legion, buddy. Appreciate you. He might pop in later. The great J-Man, my new friend J-Man. It is a pleasure to see you, sir. It's working, but he's listening in the background. And if you are, sir, thank you for being here. Fantastic friend of the show and a good bud and a local with me down here. The great Pat S. What's up, buddy?
Yeah. Nice to see you, Pat.
My friend. Appreciate you, buddy. Brightest Day, new friend of the show. Good noon and good friend of the show. Hello there, sir. Appreciate you. It is great to see you, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Just Joe Jobber, what's up, bro?
Yeah. Nice
Always
to see you.
Thank
you for coming.
From the old days, man. From the old days. Phoenix August.
Okay.
Welcome to Phoenix August. Great to see you, my friend. See here. Elagabulus. I'm getting better at that.
Excellent pronunciation.
Is it? I hope I'm getting close. It just takes,
Mm-hmm.
I hope we're working on it. We're working on it. Let's see here. I'm trying to get everyone. I hope I don't miss anyone. Everyone, it's garbage eyesight here. Let's see here. I think
Dark Shadow Logan is here.
There we go. Dark Shadow Logan. Thank you. Of course, the great Mark D with his C is here.
Yeah.
In the chat. And again, he has an invite. You have a link, dude. So whenever you can. But again, we know you're busy, brother.
Yeah, but as soon as you can, get your buns on this panel, Mark D. I got a question for you.
Show notes, of course. Had a great day. Last time, I don't know what it is. Excuse me, last night from just open geek messing around. I don't understand why, but had a great crowd and it was a lot of fun. I did a little recapping of my Monday show. This Monday night also had a surprisingly good crowd for something I did not think anyone would give two damns about. Maybe they didn't. I don't know. My Batman Brave and the Bold show.
Oh, no. Everybody was looking forward to that. Yeah.
I just didn't think anyone gave a crap, but I was going to do it anyway. I had tremendous fun. 3 hours, just me shooting my stupid pie hole off by myself, but I couldn't. I just enjoyed it because I love this show so much. Mm-hmm. And the chat was really cool. I did my top 25 countdown list and stuff. And I did 3 hours. Every time I would tweet about it, the great, the producer of the show, James Tucker, we don't follow. He doesn't follow me or anything, but he would see it somehow. I guess because it was mentioning the show. I wasn't hashtagging it. He liked it. Of course, I fanboyed at him.
Love it.
Love it. And then I screwed up. When I got he did I found the list that he did of his favorite 13 episodes. Yeah. And I kept meaning at the end of the Monday night show to read his list off, which is very, very different from most people's. So I found it interesting. The guy who made the show had his little list, and I totally forgot to do it that night. So I ended up doing it last night, but I was embarrassed. I got done because I was going, well, hopefully he's probably not listening anyway. But if he is, he probably said, "Why didn't you read my list? You've been saying it all night." Jackass! I forgot. But anyway, I had so much fun. I read his last night though, and did a little recapping. But yeah, he probably wasn't listening. I'm just saying. But anyway, Surly Tim, welcome. Good to see you.
Hey, Surly Tim.
Pod Racing Palpatine. There you are. So anyway,
Alex James just
Alex
walked in.
James, welcome, buddy. Good to see you.
Alex James.
So I
Hi.
Anyway, had a lot of fun last night just doing open silliness by myself, flying solo. Sometimes you got to do that, you know. And then, but the one thing I will never fly solo on is Saturday Night Star Trek. That is getting to be the wildest time ever, and just too much fun. Raquel and I are just having a blast, and I would have a blast just hanging with her, just the two of us talking, because we do, and it's just so much fun. It's fantastic, and that chat comes along and just adds to it, in my opinion. What fun it is.
The best people ever, and I just love that I almost feel like it's not a show. I feel like it's just like some time that I set aside to talk to one of my best friends in the whole world. And I love CLOBBY so much, and just sitting down and chatting with him and the whole crew about Star Trek. It just feels like the old days. It feels like the cons used to feel before we had all this commercialism and before the corporations moved in. And everybody is just so happy, and we're just celebrating the IP, the 66 to 05, and there's just no feeling like it in the world. Speaking of which, Captain Clobby, Chris Persia just walked through the door.
Chris Persia, the great master of wrenches and ironcaster. Good to see you, my friend.
Yes.
It's great to see you guys. Oh, D. Bud Martin, another new friend of the show. Hey, man. Good to see you, Bud. Fellow comic shop owner. And so, yes, so that is, again, as I said, and as Raquel said, it's a wonderful time reviewing. We're reviewing all of real Star Trek. That is our continuing mission.
Yes.
It is, and that means all of real Trek only, 66 through 05 only, no filth. And that will be, of course, the original series, the animated series, movies, TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, and it's over after that, of course. And right now we are in the midst of the third season, and we're having a blast, and everyone is just amazing. So there's that. That's another one show note. One more show note. Monday night, 8 p.m. Central. Since Invincible ends tonight, my great friend Ace Cast Iron, who is a hero, who's a superhero in his own right to me. He's the gentleman almost 20 some odd years ago got me to read the comic in the first place. We will both be reviewing all 8 episodes. We'll spoiler the hell out of it. Reviewing all of Invincible Monday night.
Nice.
So I know, but our buddy Nick here does it. He reviews it on Tuesday nights. But we wanted to wait in this case. Nick, we were going to wait to sort it all to get done. But I know you review it on Tuesday nights, of course.
Yeah,
so yeah. And of course, again, everyone. Link to Nick's channel and S's channel and everyone else. Anyone who has a channel, a lot of channels below in my description.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, everyone. Cam, welcome. National Superhero, or is it international? I keep forgetting.
International Superhero Day.
International. Speaking of superheroes, this is our resident superhero right here. Is of course Raquel.
I'm so excited about this. Does everyone at home know about this? Okay, so if you're just joining us, I went to the Legion Summit. So they had a seminar on the Legion. And I went and I learned about it from LT and from CLOBBY and a bunch of other people who were on the panel. And I fell in love with Dream Girl. I think she's absolutely beautiful. And CLOBBY's been teaching me about her behind the scenes. I'm so excited. This will be my very first. This will be my very first superhero cosplay. As many folks at home know, I'm new to the geek world, the comic book world and the film, and I'm new to that. I'm a nerd. I come from the Star Trek world. I come from the book world and the nerdy world. So this is my very, very first superhero, and I'm so excited about it. You guys have no idea. I've been burning the midnight oil up until 3:30 in the morning, looking around for materials to do this and pull it together. So excited! And I owe it all to CLOBBY. CLOBBY is just a genius and wonderful LT. No, CLOBBY, the Global Geek Gang and our collection of nerds and geeks are the best on the internet. But I'm sure the whole panel will agree with me that that you and LT are on a whole other level when it comes to the Legion. Long live the Legion. Boy, we all learned so much. And what a delight it was to learn about the Legion. Oh my goodness. No wonder you and Lord Thoth are so passionate about it. Such a great comic book collection. Such a great niche.
We do love it. We really do. And again, I cannot express enough how much fun I had last Thursday on the Global Geek Gang Legion Roundtable. My God, again, it was just it's so much fun. And we're going to do a lot of that this year. You know, this is the 60th anniversary of the only superhero team I love more than the Legion. That's the Fantastic Four. So there will be some Fantastic Four celebrations.
I must be there for that at all costs.
FF, buddy.
Been rereading the Lee and Kirby run recently just to like get myself in that mindset for what we do. I literally been reading just for that purpose. So
great!
I'm getting psyched for it. So
there is no better. One of the greatest runs ever in all of comics is the Kirby run that Lee sort of hung around with a little bit. But yeah, I'm a Kirby guy. What can I tell you?
We're on that right now.
Nice. Got one of the epic collections. There you go.
Yeah, I'm right now. I finished volume 1. Now I'm at volume 2 rereading at number 19 through 32 and annuals 1 and 2. So and this is a great collection of comics in here.
Oh my God.
Phenomenal.
And you hadn't seen nothing yet if you hadn't read them before, because once you get into volume 3 or so, you have when you get to in the Inhuman saga, and from there it just skyrockets. I mean, it's already great right there.
Oh yeah. I'm just rereading, so that's what I'm doing, just so I can get myself in that stay in the mode for it. I'm prepping for when that day comes, Clobby.
Nice. And since it is International Superheroes Day, everyone, some of you may or may not remember an old book called The Amazing World. It was actually DC had a magazine that I never was able to get till many years later. It was a subscription type thing. You couldn't find it in stores, called Amazing World of DC Comics. And later did one called The Amazing World of Superman with him holding up the world. So that's why, if anyone's wondering why this has the dopey title, The Amazing World of Clobberin times Global Geek Gang, but it is an amazing world. I think we're making something here that's catching on, and I wanted to make one that it is International Superhero Day. You're all superheroes to me. And so I wanted to assign everyone who's been a part of the Global Geek Gang, and I think I got everybody, a superhero. We all know Raquel is Dream Girl.
Love it.
I just read Paulie Shang-Chi. How fitting, because he knows martial arts.
Well, he is a master of Kung Fu, but my buddy Steve Mitchum has always loved Iron Fist. He also is a master of martial arts himself.
Oh, great character.
So, love him. Yeah, so everybody gets to be a superhero. And I know Eric is a big fan of Robin, as we've talked about. Thoth loves the Silver Surfer. Now, you know what? You all know the Thing is my favorite superhero. But, there's a John Byrne drawing Thing there. And to honor our great good buddy, the great Mark C., I thought I would make him a John Byrne Thing there. He's, so he's that. So I'll be my superhero that I love just almost as much, Superboy. So that's me. So,
love it.
And Jed loves
I think it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
Now, Ash is a villain, of course.
Of course he is. Of course.
Ash doesn't have it any other way.
Well, I think since I'm always cracking jokes, the Joker is quite fitting.
Yes.
And to be honest, the Joker in the Batman Arkham games was just absolutely badass, and voiced by Mark Hamill, as well as the Joker in the animated shows, also voiced by Mark Hamill. So that Joker is amazing.
Yeah, Joker is one of the great. I mean, he and Doc Doom, two greatest villains I've always thought. James 540, welcome.
And also, the Joker's the catalyst for a lot of crazy stories in the DC universe. I mean, you've got the Joker killing Lois Lane, then shooting off that arc where Superman completely loses his shit, and then loads of other crazy Batman stories. I mean, Joker's just brilliant.
He's chaos. Yeah, I mean, he does not care. He does it to be. He knows he's evil. People always say he's insane. Well, maybe he's insane, but he knows he's evil, and he doesn't care. He enjoys it. He loves it. He's the most dangerous kind, because there's no moral compass with him. He'll kill you for a joke. and does often kill people for a joke.
Oh yeah.
Then
The Adam West version of the Joker always, I didn't think of him as insane. I always thought of him as like a lover of absolute mayhem. So when he would give off his wicked little laugh or he would have that little wicked look on his face, I would always just think to myself that he just loves trouble. He loves stirring trouble. And, there's an old Dutch, I think it's a Dutch saying. One of my Dutch friends taught it to me. If you don't stir the pot, it sticks to the bottom. So that's what I always think of when I think of the Adam West version of the Joker.
540, hello there. Yeah, well, yeah. See, the Cesar Romero portrayal is based on a more kinder, gentler Joker. I mean, he's bad, but yes, Cesar Romero, who was terrific in that role, was more of a clown. And yes, it wasn't all that dark until Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams, when they kind of pulled Batman away from the TV show rep that it had in the 60s, and they started back down closer to the old Dark Knight detective stuff. And oddly enough, even though the Joker had been mostly kind of a joke, if you will, the first story they did when they brought back the darker, more serious Batman, which was around the time of, where the Batman TV show was kind of running its course, was a story called The Joker's 5-Way Revenge. So the first one was with the Joker, and they made him scary. They kind of made him the scary version of the Joker. Now, he's been in other stories later since. They've used him a little more lighthearted in some ways. But, he's been more of an evil incarnate type of a character since that point. There's one of my favorite stories of the late 70s was a Batman issue by the great Walt Simonson, who did the art on it, called Dreadful Birthday, Dear Joker, in which he kidnaps everybody and puts them on this big exploding birthday cake. He's about to blow them up. He's waiting for Batman. Robin, all of them are Commissioner Gordon. Everyone is Alfred. They're all tied to the cake or whatever. And there's this henchman. The Joker tells the corny joke, and the henchman's just sitting there bored, and Joker goes, "You're not laughing, Sidney." And Sidney goes, Oh, Joker, I forgot. And he starts pretending to laugh. "You're about to forget to breathe." And he points a gun at his face. He's like, "Oh, come on, Joker, I'm laughing." And he pulls the trigger. He says, "Too late, Sidney." And out comes, as you can see in this picture, comes the little, those guns that shoot out, says bang.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "That's a good one, Joker. It's not really a real gun." And he goes, "Oh, yes, it is, Sidney." Next shot, you don't see it because it's 70s comics. It's a spear gun. Boom, right in the head.
Wow. Who had the bang gun? I had the bang gun.
Oh, yeah.
When I was a kid, I had the bang gun.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, no one else had the bang gun?
I did not. It may have come out. I don't recall seeing one at a store. I was shopping for the comic book toys right when KB Toys was a sensation. So I don't recall that one being a thing.
Yeah, well, I think I got it at San Francisco. We have a store called San Francisco up here, and it was like, well, we used to have a long time ago. I think that's where I got it. I also could have got it in one of the dime stores. Nick, I grew up in a band, and I'm a classically trained musician. So, but like not like Weekend Warrior type of bands, like an actual band on tour. So we went in many of those little dime store places. Yeah. So I might have picked it up there too. So I wish I could remember where I got that bang gun, but I had that and my cap gun until I broke it and had to use rocks to smash the caps and set them off. The hammer eventually breaks, no matter how good you treat the gun. Eventually the little hammer breaks.
Well, if the Joker points one at you, duck.
Yeah, a spear coming out of it. That's crazy.
Right to the head. It's a spear gun. Boom. Right to the head. Now, again, they couldn't show it. Joker used to always knock off of his henchmen. There was one in the Marshall Rogers Englehart definitive Batman issue where the Joker, when one of his henchmen says something, "So, Joker, what's our plan next?" And he goes, and he grabs the guy by the shoulder and he puts his arm around him. He starts telling him, says, "Oh, and by the way," whatever his name was, he pushes him out in the street. And then a truck hits him. But mind your own business. It's just so he's
wow.
You got to be crazy to work for the Joker.
Yeah. You'd have to be nuts because he could just snap his crayons at any second and kill you for a very frivolous reason.
Yes. Yeah, it was great. And again, that was one of the dumbest Joker stories ever, though, was J. Michael Straczynski, who the wonderful creator of Babylon 5, wrote comics after he left Babylon 5, and he did a lot of comics. I thought I hated his Spider-Man run. Everyone knows One New Day. But he also wrote some stuff for DC that was just terrible. He just did not understand the characters. Create your own, dude. And he did a stupid issue that when they brought back Brave and the Bold comic, where they had different people teaming up with the Atom and the Joker. You ever see that one, Nick?
I did not, and I have not actually. I didn't even know he did that. All I know about with Straczynski, I know. I mean, once again, with everyone in Marvel, no one wants to ever admit that they're wrong. But from what I know on historical level,
Well,
hold on.
That's okay. I was going to say it was a dumbass issue because the Joker's injured and dying.
Okay, now I remember. Oh yeah, Straczynski claimed that it was Marvel's fault that one more day was the way it was. He said that was not his call. I mean, I don't know if he's just saying that to deflect blame or if he's actually telling the truth.
Deflecting. I love him, but
oh yeah,
he didn't have to do that.
No, he did not. He apparently I think he blamed Quesada. Apparently, I think he had a direct guy to blame.
Quesada's fault, but because he's the editor, it's always the editor's fault in that sense. Because nothing gets past the editor, especially editor in chief.
Yeah, of course. No, absolutely.
But I mean, that's EIC's the boss.
Oh yeah,
so you don't read it. You don't read it if he doesn't approve. It doesn't.
And all that stuff came from Mark Millar anyway. Mark Millar like really monkey wrenched what was going on at Spider-Man by outing Peter like that. I think, in my humble opinion,
Civil War crap. Wasn't Civil War after One New Day, or was it before?
Yeah, One More Day was after Civil War because everything came from
Peter. It was
outing
right after it. Well, that was so bad. I hate
all of his problems came from that.
I hate it. That was, let me tell you something. That was one of the beginnings of the ruination of superheroes and popular culture because as soon as you inject way too much realism, you could do deconstructionism all the time, like Alan Moore. Would you do it in a normal, like in the 616 universe, like they were doing with Civil War, and you start insisting that superheroes register and all that stuff? You take away a certain aspect of the charm of superheroes that is supposed to be part of the suspension of disbelief.
Yeah,
people just operating with impunity above the law with their powers and their costumes and things. When you start, it does make actual logical sense that if that were happening in reality, that you would want them to register. But I don't need that reality in my superhero comics.
Yeah,
in my standard superhero universe, you could do it with other realities and other Elseworlds. It's fine. But it didn't fit in the Marvel universe. It was a mistake. And what they did, Peter Parker would not take his mask off in front of the whole world and expose Aunt May to all that danger and all that horse shit.
No, he would not. He absolutely would not. And I get it when Marvel wants to be the whole world outside your window. But the thing is, there has to be a line there. And that was just way too far. That is not a Peter Parker thing. It's one thing if you want like New York City to like look like the way it does in real life. That's cool. But not everything needs to reflect the real world. There needs to be a line, and clearly they crossed it big time with Civil War. And then they made Tony Stark a prime asshole. I mean, he's always been arrogant, sure, but there's a difference between being an arrogant and just being a pure asshole. And they made him like he kind of came off as scary at points. I'm like, dude, this is not Tony Stark. He would not go this far and play dictator with people's lives.
No, and not only that, another thing is, you don't really. If you put too much of that stuff in the super, you take some of the, like I said, some of the wonder and the charm out of superheroes. So and you just chase me away. You can do it with other things, like I said, but also that garbage about what they did to Bruce Banner. What Tony Stark, Reed Richards, T'Challa, Doctor Strange, what they all did when they trapped Bruce Banner in a ship and sent him out into space because the Hulk's too dangerous. They would never have done that to Bruce Banner.
Oh yeah,
that's another aspect. Stupid. So many bad characterizations. The wonderful purple Valkyrie's here. Yo, beautiful purple.
Hey.
I want to address something. Pod Racing Palpatine. A lot of people like Midnight. Look, I love Straczynski. I love Babylon 5. A lot of people like Midnight Nation. Nothing against that in Rising Stars. He created those characters himself. Every time, with one exception, in my opinion, when he wrote characters established and created by other people, He fundamentally had no understanding of Superman, of Legion. He did a 2-part Legion story in that Brave and the Bold thing that had beautiful art. Legion, and the second was Legion of Sons of the Heroes. I read that and go, did you ever read a Legion comic in your life? Jesus Christ, this sucks. Then he did one great comic that I love, though, and it was with the timely characters. Anyone ever read the 12?
No, but I'm well aware of it. Very well aware of the timely.
That, again, well, this is Superhero Day, folks. This is what you get, superhero talk. But this one, he took the timely superheroes, which, of course, that was way before Marvel became Atlas and then became Marvel. Their Golden Age heroes and all the extreme, very, very obscure characters that no one remembered. He took them and they froze them. They were fighting the Axis. They were fighting the Yahtzees, and he froze them in time and then brought them back in 2008 Marvel time. And there were all these nothing, like silly, really kind of nothingness, kind of dopey types of characters. And he didn't go too dark, but he went dark enough to insert them in that modern Marvel universe. And he wrote a great story. The problem, it was called the 12. It was going to be 12 issues. And after about issue 7 or 8, it stopped. And we're like, what? Great art by Chris Weston. Then we get an annual. And then 4 years later, we're still waiting for the end of it. And finally, they come back. He brought it back, and he did the last few issues. You can find it cheap now. There's a trade, and it was close to a Watchmen type story, but not quite as deconstructionist. And he actually ended it well. It was a great comic, and it was because these were characters that nobody knew anything about. They were the timely characters from the 40s. But he did a great job with that one. I'll give him, because Straczynski's a great writer. But he'll take characters like Spider-Man or Superman and do his own crap with them and says, I don't give a shit what happened before with them. Well, you didn't create them, dude.
Yeah, a lot of these guys need to understand that when you are writing a character, as I said before, you need to become the character, not the character become you. And nowadays, it's sad how common it's become with the self-insert idea. It's just like, bro, really?
When you didn't create them, you need to respect them.
Yeah,
like sis, really.
You can bend around with a character, but when you're making the character becoming you, you're breaking them because you're making them not who they are. You're making them you. And I'm not Peter Parker. I'm not Matt Murdock. I'm not Johnny Storm. I'm not Stephen Strange. And if I were to, obviously I don't know how to write, but if I did, I would respect the lore of the character and the continuity. I wouldn't say, oh no, look at all this continuity I'm bogged down by. I'm so limited. No, you're not. If you actually stop being lazy and stop limiting your own mindset, you can actually apply yourself and realize how creative you get. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish it. I mean, that's what Christopher Lloyd said in the Back to the Future, the first movie, and I truly believe that statement.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with you, and we're getting into this idea of art and craft, and then we're getting into this idea where there are corporations that have ideas for the IP, and rather than starting at the nucleus being this inspired author and creator, or this aspirational team of artist and author getting together and making something special. Now it's like, you hear me say this often, Nick, because you and I are pretty good friends, but I'll say it again. These corporations wringing out these IPs rather than celebrating them. And if you come with the idea where you're going to wring it out like a dirty old rag to try and get every drop of money you can out of it, boy, something totally different comes out of it than if you were to take the take of celebrating it and hiring people who have always loved it. We see this, and you'll hear this often in the geek and nerd world. Look at Seth MacFarlane. He comes from this idea where he loves Star Trek, and because of that, we wound up with the Orville. Probably not as cerebral as or sciencey as we would like it to be, and yet all of the true Star Trek fans are enamored by it because they started from the premise of a love for the IP rather than this marketing, this cell of marketing people who got together to ruin it. So, as usual, Nick, I love your comments. I just always love your comments. I always love that you're reminding people of this because you have buying power. Your buying power, Nick is always reminding people at home that you have buying power. You can vote on what you want to see, and you don't have to sup the mush of the corporation. You can create that friction where you demand to have a relationship with a passionate author and creator again, rather than having this corporate go-between. So love it, love it, love it, Nick. I
Thank you.
love it.
Thank you. I feel sometimes I don't think I'm worthy when I like stand up to like your end of the conversation, because you bring such a great perspective to the table as well. So the feelings are completely mutual, and I truly mean that.
Blowing you kisses over my.
Thank you. Thank you.
By the way, that's Chris Persia, you're exactly right. We are blessed that we have two gorgeous ladies with us today. We have the beautiful Raquel, and we have the beautiful purple Valkyrie here. You don't get much better than that, man. Classing up the joint.
They survive us men. They survive us men, and we're thankful for it.
We love you.
I'm this way about other things than superheroes, but superheroes are kind of Mike B, welcome, sir. There's a term I've had for a long time that I've used for a long time, and that is what I call respect for what went before. And there's such a lacking of that with people with revisionists and revisionism, people like the Chibbies of the world, Chibnall, the Alex Klutzmans, the Jar Jar Abrams. And it just happened. Here's the thing about this, folks. We talk a lot of people talk about the things that are done to Star Trek and Doctor Who and the IPs that we love today. This started happening in comics 20-something, 30-something years ago. For me, they started doing this kind of crap to a lot of characters that I love. And so a new writing or creative team, as they call them, writer, artist, would come onto a character and they would do an interview in the comics press before it come out. And they would talk about basically, in short, basically saying, they thought this was dumb or that was dumb. They would trash what went before, and they would take this character created by others that they're being handed the privilege to write, and not have any respect for what went before. Now, not always. Sometimes good writers and artists would come on these characters and revere them and treat them with respect. Now, if you don't like what went before, you could at least take them in your own direction without trashing what went before. And if you're doing that, I'm never having that much of a problem with it, even if I don't like your work. But a lot of people, John Byrne was one of the biggest offenders of this. Look, I love his work, and my buddy Mark C. loved John Byrne. John Byrne was a jackass. By the way, and here's the thing. He was the worst when he did that to Superman, and he did it to other characters. And yet, what a hypocrite he was, because when he was exactly on the same page with me and others about Star Trek. He hated the Jar Jar Abrams trash. He did great Star Trek comics, and yet a lot of people kind of told him, look, you don't like anyone screwing with Star Trek. Look what you did to Superman. I know a lot of people like the Byrne reboot, but I'm old. What can I tell you? I don't like what he did. He crapped all over the golden, silver, and bronze age Superman lore, and he actually has admitted that he's actually apologized for what he did to Superman.
Really?
Yes, he has. He kind of regretted it, and of course he blames a lot on DC editorial. Mark and I used to go around about it, and go all over the place about this. That he likes to absolve Byrne from some of it, but Byrne's responsible for some, and a lot of this was Jeanette Kahn in DC. But anyway, that's into the weeds. A lot of people don't care about all that behind the inside baseball stuff. But my point
people
being,
need to start learning about that, though.
I love this.
Clobby, people need to keep learning about that, though. And that's one of the things that initially attracted me to you as my friend, and also somebody who I admired, and why I would watch your show. Because I think that educating people on that, I think that people can find the words to articulate why they're displeased with their favorite comics, why they're displeased with their favorite IP, when they start to understand these connections going on behind the scenes. So I absolutely love that you say that. And I know people at home are very glad that you're helping to create these connections and explain the mechanism behind it. I try to do that as a scholar as well, so that people know that, their favorite superheroes are still there. They're just buried underneath a boardroom of people who are making decisions for financial reasons. They're making decisions on behalf of the corporation, and it's a whole team, and they're all crapping their pants plants. And so if you walk into the room and you realize it stinks, you can walk right back out. So I love that you're doing this. This is just so important because it's empowering the viewer, it's empowering the listener, and it's helping people to understand the greater mechanism at work here and why their stuff has changed so much. All the stuff they love, why it's changed and not for the better.
Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And again, a wise man has said often, without respect, we reject. And I like that. We all know who that is. But mine has always been for like 30 something years, have respect for what went before. I've seen like that idiot Brian Azzarello back in the early days of my show on Blog Talk Radio. On, for example, I hate that guy. Not to hate anybody. It's a figure of speech. But I used to do and I opened up my every year for the first few years with the Clobberin Times Ball Kick Awards. Guess who made #1 every year? Jar Jar Abrams.
Well, yeah.
But the people that did things in the Geek, and by the way, this was before we knew about Kurt Klutzman or Chris Chibi or anybody. There were plenty of people that were jackasses to destroying things. This destroying crap that fan IPs is not new, and it's not the past few years. It just seems that way to a lot of people.
Yes.
But there were plenty of people that the Ball Kick Awards just stopped doing it eventually, but not because it was pissing people off. I was glad that was happening. But no, we just decided we've done it like 4 years in a row. What the hell? Just kind of got away from it, but it was a lot of fun, and people kind of did look forward to it. It was a little bit of fun. But anyway, this was people who would come out. They would be given, for example, a new, like Brian Azzarello, again, this jackass. He came out and he was given a Doc Savage is a character that is near and dear to a lot of people's heart. I know he's old. No one knows who he is anymore, right? He was given a Doc Savage series. This was around 2000, maybe 10 or 11 or whatever it was. Some new DC was actually bringing him back in for the 15th time. And Brian Azzarello, not Azzarello, I call him Azzarello, the interviewed about it, right? And in his interview, he says, well, I don't give a crap about fans of Doc Savage. They're a bunch of like 10 jerks in their 70s. Screw them. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want with it. And of course, it was a piece of filth because he's a piece of filth. And I'm going, yeah, well, you know what? It's fine if that's not your bag. Why are you writing it then?
Yeah, right.
Why do you what gives you the pleasure of trashing this character? How about someone with some reverence for the character and respect for the character? You're not a good writer anyway. I know people think he is. He sucks. But you don't. If you're going at this with no respect for the character, then I have no respect for you.
But you can see that this person is not very intelligent, and they don't know what they're doing as far as art goes, and that they have this corporate idea because they're coming from this mindset of demographic and psychographic. They think that these IPs can demo out, so people will die and they won't be interested in them anymore. And that is, of course, incredibly foolish. It's an absolutely ridiculous thing to think and to feel, because if you see things from the art and the artisan side, the craftspersonship side, there are tons and tons of legacy stories that have lasted for all of humanity. We're still fascinated by the Vikings. We're still fascinated by Greek mythos. All of these stories resonate with us because they make us feel more human. They make us feel certain things. So that's why I'm always urging people, put your focus back on the artist and the artisanship. Put your focus back on these beautiful stories that resonate with people, and allow them to become these legacy stories. Charlotte's Web wasn't, nobody worried that Charlotte's Web would demo itself out or psychographic itself out, and people would age out, and then the book would fall off a cliff. So this is why I stand for everything CLOBBY has to say, because it's so true. Who is this middle-aged guy who's sitting in a boardroom deciding that these IPs have an expiry date? They don't. We need to return to a focus on story, not marketability and the corporate idea of how much they can get out of it. Love you, CLOBBY. Love it, love it, love it.
Amen.
You thank you. Jabba remembers the ball kick awards. He brings back memory of the ball kick awards with the intro from Team America.
No,
Listen,
what a movie! What a movie!
So you could get away with you didn't have the copyright problems over there. I played all kind of crazy crap on there. Jabba, those were the times, man. We had some fun with that. We had a wild chat room back then as well. And we got a great chat room here today. Pat ass dude. Pat ass, you were in detention for that one. That's bad. Doc Savage, the music director from the old Tonight Show. Yes, Doc. Doc Severinson, not Doc Savage. Doc Savage could not be here tonight because Ed is. Ed, are you here? Ed, wake up. No, Ed, or maybe that's Jed. Jed, wake up. That is wild stuff. I'm sorry for the bad Johnny Carson. What's that now? Doc is here tonight. I'm sorry. That is wild, weird stuff. Ptolemy's Minion, welcome to the Tonight Show. I read your book. It was fantastic. I don't know if Johnny ever really read those books he claimed. When he would always have a guest on there. I read your book. It was staff was probably telling him that crap. Johnny
I would love to share the scholarly statistics on that. All over the world, actually. It is very, very, very high numbers of people who entirely lie about books they've read. And there is actually a top 50 list of books in which people lie about having read, and many times garnering their ideas about the book through film. And recently, there's actually been a very recent development. They're publishing like little, very thin volumes that are like Cole's notes, and they help you to know what the talking points are of these books so that you can lie about them at dinner parties and cocktail parties. So you go to them and of course you read how to pronounce the names of like, you know, Theodore Adorno and Foucault and Chomsky, and so that you know how to talk about them at dinner parties. So Clobby, yes, the vast majority of people out there are not only lying about these books that they've read, but they're even lying about what they've read on the internet. The vast majority of people only read the headline. They do not read the article. And we have algorithms now that even tell us where they drop off. And the vast majority of readers, even when they do click on the article, they drop off at the lead, believe it or not. The lead. So the opening paragraph is where people stop reading. So I highly doubt Johnny Carson read all of those books. He is one of those people. He is one among the many, many people who fib about all the books they read or have not read.
Oh, of course. It's all lip service. They want to tell people, no, they just want to make themselves look good. They're not going to tell people what they truly need to hear. They want to please them, even if it means lying. Which is
they want
unfortunate.
They want to cultivate their own personal brand. So if they don't have the attention span, or in some cases, even the education to have read that text, or maybe they just don't have the time, maybe they work a lot, you know, they use it as a type of currency to cultivate their own image in the workplace and in social settings, and even to get guys and gals. So you go out on a date with somebody and they say, you know, have you read Discipline and Punish? And somebody says, oh, I love Foucault. You know, they're probably full of poop.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely are. If you haven't read some or just not familiar, just say it. I mean, you don't have to know. No need to pretend you know everything. I don't, and that's fine. But hopefully, I'm trying to know everything. But that's gonna take me a whole extra lifetime to get there. So I'll probably never get there. But I'll die trying. I will definitely die trying.
Well, psychology and Socrates would tell us that it's folks like you that are actually the most prone to be edified. You are somebody who is very open-minded and very intelligent, because you always say you don't know, and because you don't know, you're always open to learning. You know, Clobby is the same way. Clobby always says, "I don't know anything," and meanwhile, he is the great curator, the great librarian of all things geek. So.
no.
Yeah.
I can prove that I
It's-
don't know anything. But good.
Come on, Clobby. I love you. You have
Ask me a
taught me
question.
so much.
Ask me anything, and I'll say I don't know.
No, you know lots of stuff. Look at all the stuff that you've taught me about comics. You gave me a superhero. I'm so excited.
You are. You are. We're a superhero.
Aw.
And guess who's awake? By the way,
Oh,
Wait.
Jed?
I think he's awake.
Wait, no.
Did you hear?
Yesterday threw me off, okay? So, yeah.
Good morning, birthday boy.
Happy
Hope you had a wonderful
birthday.
birthday.
Merry
Oh, I-
birthmas.
Calvin Shea.
I had a very wonderful birthday. Thank you guys, everybody. So,
Good. I'm so happy you had a good time.
Yeah.
so I was just like,
You're
yeah,
all right,
yesterday.
man. Hope you
Oh,
had
and
You're
then,
all right.
and then yesterday when I looked into my PayPal, I was like, oh my god.
Nice.
So I did some birthday shopping yesterday from some things I needed. So,
Oh, good.
so
Oh, we got something
That's
for
good.
you, Jed.
you
Our
did.
great friend Pat S
Yeah.
says, let's see. Hang on, I don't know, this thing's taken for there we go. All right. Hey, have some good news for Jeb. I'm calling him Jeb now forever, by the way. Odin reached out this morning. Maybe when Ash has some time, he can do the producer thing and reach out to me at Odin. Odin list. Okay.
Oh, lovely.
That's one
And
of
that's one of two.
Yes. Bake that other epic as soon as you can there. But
Yes, please. It doesn't show up on this side, Pat.
Yeah, I see that.
Cavatino Calverman Shea. I hope I said that right. Calverman
There's
Shea. I
a
like that name.
special. There's a special guest too.
And Brett Cohen. What now?
Brett Cohen.
Oh, Brett Cohen showed up? How come I
Yes,
can't
he did.
see have this
Hey,
stuff
Brett.
on here?
I
Oh
don't know.
yeah, okay.
You did?
Yesterday I was getting kind of pissed off because it wasn't notifying me whenever somebody
Yeah.
tipped or anything. So I
Yeah, I
would like
saw
find
that.
out like 5 minutes or 10 minutes after, and I was
Yeah.
getting frustrated.
Yeah.
I see what
Yeah.
Gary says and what Az and what Jeremy and what a lot of everybody else says now. Because
Yeah.
yesterday was the first day that I actually really had to use it. Like, you know.
Yeah.
So sometimes it will show you things right away, and sometimes it'll just you go and then like 5 minutes later, you know, even if you refresh the screen. So I was just like, ugh.
Well, hail to you, Mike Beat. Hail to you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, everyone? Shocker, I love superheroes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
what?
And what I think,
Oh,
I
unbelievable.
what I think I will do then is, again, we'll just basically go around the horn and let everyone talk about why they love superheroes. And since it would take too long to call all your just your favorite, I'm gonna put everyone on the spot and pick your favorite superhero. Then tell me what you love, why you love them, and why you love superheroes. Because it is International Superhero Day, after all.
yeah.
Yeah, and we have a great group of superheroes here. So I'm
thank
going to start with the first officer because she's getting new to this superhero thing, and she is Dream Girl. So if you want to, but I still, because you're not much of a comic, you hadn't read a lot of comics or anything. What is it? I mean, if anything, that you like about superheroes?
I love the messaging. I love the fact that inside of all of us, superheroes want make us strive, inspire us to strive to be better tomorrow than we are today, and to do the right thing, to do the moral and the ethical thing, and to reach down inside of yourself and work really hard. And that's what makes superheroes great to me. I don't think that anybody can age out of superheroes. I think that's something that people say to themselves to comfort themselves when they're making fun of someone else. But I think geeks and nerds hold on to that little that almost like a talisman that's in the center of their chest that makes them gravitate towards this goodness and these beautiful stories that tell us to be the best we can be, to edify ourselves, to be there for one another, and to give us hope. Hope in ourselves and hope in the world. And that being said, I'm not a huge comic book person. I'm a huge book person. But there is one superhero who stands out for me more than all of the rest. And that is Superman. I love Superman because Superman is a Canadian idea. I love the fact that it's an IP that Canadians and Americans can get together on. I just love everything that Superman represents. I see Superman as sort of like two modes of someone's psyche. So you go to work and you're this nerd and you're this journalist and you're covering all of these stories and you just want to have this normal life. But when life calls you to the carpet and you have to represent and you have to be strong and you have to be courageous and you have to stand up for the poor or the downtrodden or a victim of violence, that you do it, that you get right up and you do it. And like a switch inside of your soul, you turn on that part of you that wants to help others. And Superman does that in a telephone booth. And he just comes out resigned to change the world, resigned to stand with his friends and to stand with others and to do the right thing. So for me, that especially Christopher's Superman is just inspiring. He is hope, he is strength, he is courage, he is perseverance, he is intellect, he is the whole ball of wax. And love Superman.
Good choice.
Beautifully said. I love him. I love him too.
Said, right?
He's number one. He's the big one. He's the big kahuna right there. Let's see here. Eric, talk a little bit about your favorite one and, of course, and what superheroes mean to you.
Oh, sure. I'm 48 years old, so I remember Batman from before Frank Miller, when Batman used to smile. I grew up with
Thank you.
with Olin Soil, and Adam West. They were Batman to me, and so I grew up with a happy Batman, and I grew up as Robin, idolizing the boy wonder. And as I grew up, Batman became more and more of a personal totem. I'm a professional chef. I'm a well-trained individual. I'm prepared for things going sideways. I carry a coterie of sharp objects. I wear a funny suit at work. I also work in a dangerous environment. And I inspire young people, and I instruct and I mentor. Batman has this huge impact on young people willing to take his mantle to carry his standard. Batgirl, the Robins, Duke Thomas. The list goes on and on and on. And I have that power as a professional chef. I deal with the next generation continually, and it's my pleasure to be a Batman to them. So much so, I used to wear a Batman belt buckle. I called it the futility belt, and they would laugh. But I have a Leatherman pouch. I have a flashlight clipped on the other side. Why? Because I am a holistic Batman. That's what I am. Thank you.
Well said, man. And I love superheroes, and I love Batman. I think Batman started it all for me. The Adam West show is what my biggest gateway to geekness, and that's why I love Batman Brave and the Bold. It deals with more of the lighthearted Batman that you mentioned, of course. Again, I love the Dark Knight Detective, and I love Batman animated series. We're going to do a show on that soon. But I just felt, and I didn't expect. I didn't even know about anything about International Superhero Day. That's every day to me. So Monday night. I mean, I just love them. I'm immaturely obsessed, if that's a word, immaturely. If it's not, I'm going to go to the grammar prison for Mikel there. But I'm immature, in an immature way, obsessed with superheroes, and I love them, and they mean the world to me. Of course, there's your Trinity right there. I mean, it's all, and I'm going to go to our next panel member in a minute. I just want to interject that Superman is the prototype of the superpowered being as in a costume as a hero. Is the first. Then you have Batman, who is the mortal being in the costume fighting crime without superpowers, and he's the peak of human intellect and physique fighting a war on crime. And then you have Wonder Woman, who is she been, like all of them have been really perverted by a lot of idiots, horrible writers, horrible takes on his character, who stands for light
with that terrible, disgusting New 52.
Of course, but they try to make her this warrior, evil warrior. Basically, Screw 52 turned her into a Klingon.
Yeah,
but she is a beacon of light.
Screwed up everything.
And then, again, she's but she just means so much. And this is it. This is the Trinity. This is the Kirk Spock McCoy of DC Comics.
Oh, Clobby, I love you. Clobby, you reach into my soul and you say things that I want to say and you feel things I want to feel. Clobby, I love you so very much.
Well, yeah, again, I just love these people. They're so imaginative. They're so, yes, they were, and people seem to forget these characters were aimed at young people for a reason. Superheroes are basically they are
what we want to aspire to, but they're also about the responsible use of power.
Yes.
In other words, there are a few kinds of people in a superhero universe. You got the ones like Superman will be sent to Earth. He could use his powers for anything. He chooses, because of the way the Kents raised him, to use them for good and selflessness. Batman, yes, his billionaire parents were murdered before his eyes. And he could have said, he could have gotten over it and just been the playboy that he lets everyone think Bruce Wayne is. But he did become somewhat obsessed with warring on crime, and he used that great fortune to be able to go out and train. And, of course, he's a genius, so he was able to train to use his genius and his physical abilities to fight it, to fight crime and help people. Wonder Woman could have stayed on Paradise Island, they call it. It became Themyscira later, and she could have stayed there with her wonderful little utopia and all that stuff. But when she met Steve Trevor, when she was shown that there was another world out there that needed help, she went and used her powers to do that. They didn't have to. In a superhero universe, someone acquires superpowers in some silly way. They do one of two things. They put on a costume and they go help people, or they go out and rob banks and or try to get power and do things to serve themselves. That's what the whole story is. There's a simplicity to it that teaches lessons to young readers, and that's what they were for. And before I get into
I totally agree. I totally agree. The people, they think that Superman is boring. I want to ask anyone out there at home what kind of a message it sends to a very young child that Clark Kent is a nerd, that he loves books, that he's a journalist, that he cares about humanity. But imagine what it's like for Clark Kent to get up every day and go to work, and he's doing a very cerebral job. But imagine what it's like for him to grip onto a pencil while he's writing. Imagine what it's like for him to type at a typewriter or to even grab a doorknob. This is sending very clear signals to young minds about what Clobby said, about how to use power judiciously, not just the power of your mind, but the power of your body, and understanding the human condition, how frail we are, and how that power matters, and how we should be cognizant of our frailty, because life is very, very short. We have a very short period of time here on Earth. It might feel really super long when you're young, but when you get older, you realize, boy, you're on borrowed time. And so you should celebrate every single day and treat everyone wonderfully and live your best life every single day. Strive to be a better version of yourself tomorrow than you were yesterday. And it's baby steps or big steps, but that aspiration and hope is vital to rearing children and to inspiring adults. So Clobby, Clobby, wonderfully, wonderfully said.
Well, thank you so much. It's just why I think that's why that I don't know why the edgelord type people, the Snyder types and stuff, love superheroes because they just like to see carnage and destruction and weird costumes. I love them for their standards and their morals.
They love the T-shirts. They love the super sigils. They love wearing the bat. They love wearing the Punisher skull. They love
and the carnage and the violence. Yeah, that just, and by the
not the stories.
No, they sure don't. Nicholas, talk to us about why you love superheroes and then give us your favorite.
All right.
I don't know your favorite.
I'm gonna try to be as quick about this list as possible, but I'm gonna talk about a few of the characters so I don't talk about every character because that would take up too much time. But favorite Marvel superheroes, Spider-Man definitely takes number one. Daredevil, Human Torch, Doctor Strange. And then as far as DC goes, I'm going to go Hal Jordan, of course. I love Barry Allen, The Flash, Superman, Hawkman even, and Booster Gold. But anyways, I'm going to go back to Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I'm going to go do. It's funny. I see, once again, it's the human aspect of Peter Parker, just a teenager or now adult, wherever you want to go, who's barely able to get by in life and still try to be a superhero. That aspect is just the most human aspect of a character possible. Like, you see him be this amazing individual power up in the skies, jumping from buildings, but he can barely get to a job. He can barely hold on to a relationship. Yeah. That whole idea of the concept of power and responsibility tying back to his origins, it makes like his life equally as fascinating, in some ways even more than what he does as a superhero, because you don't relate to the guy with the mask, you relate to the guy behind the mask. That's what I love about Spider-Man. Yeah. Now Daredevil, I love, and he's once again proof that a character doesn't need to look or act like you in order to embrace him, because I'm not handicapped, but Daredevil is proof that you can remove the excuses and you can become something incredible. And he's practically a top level ninja. With training from Stick. I love that. And of course he's had a murderer's row of great comic book runs on top of it. Daredevil seems to be one of the least tampered with characters in both the big two of comics. And then with Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, Johnny's gonna be more simple and straightforward, man. I mean, he's just the outspoken hothead, no pun intended, guy who he wants to steal the show from Ben. It's what he does, and he loves, he's very confident in himself. He knows his game, but he also backs the game. And yeah, he can get a little cocky, but when everything gets going tough and he needs to defend his family for the right cause, he will make sure he'll turn around his cockiness and put aside for the greater good of mankind. And of course, an incredible, iconic image of Spider-Man, which of course to this day will always stand the test of time. He has the weight of the world crushing down on him, but he realizes he has to think of his Aunt May, because that's his life. That's his livelihood right there. The woman he protects and who he's living with at the time. And when he thinks of the person he's living for, he's able to break away from that and get out. And it's one of those things where you have to realize what makes you who you are and realize, I'm doing this. Yeah, right there. I did it. I'm free. That moment
this is one of the greatest Spidey scenes
very beautiful.
Ever.
Very beautiful. Like, look at the artwork.
Yeah. This is Ditko's finest work, in my opinion.
Yeah, really something special. And don't forget, Nick, that in the cartoon that we watched in the 70s, late 70s and early 80s, we got to hear acid jazz every time Peter Parker went to the nightclub. That was just great. I love it. Jazz in the background. You know what I mean? You listen to the acid jazz, just crank it up. Anyway, I love Spider-Man too. Spider-Man's really awesome.
Gotta love Spidey.
I got nothing.
Spidey. The great Mark Deere with a C. Welcome, buddy.
Mark Deere with a
C. Go ahead, Nick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm not got anything to add with Superman, because you guys all literally actually have one sentence. The fact that he's an alien, and though he is alien, he ironically embraces humanity, even though he's from another
Yeah.
planet. That is such a respectable trait. And once again, he's the centerpiece of hope and optimism, which is a reason why I got into superheroes in the first place, was a hope and optimism, not for this somber, everything is a deconstruction world. I saw Superman as a gold standard. I mean, I don't mind my fair share of deconstruction, but the fact that now it's been applied to a one size fits all in comic books, it takes away what made those other characters great. It's like, yeah, sure, that works for some characters, but that shouldn't have to apply to everyone. Like, I like Batman for Batman, but I don't want Batman to be, well, what Johnny Storm is, and vice versa. We don't need that to be. Sorry, don't mind me. And of course, I love Booster Gold. I just love for the cheesiness. I love the whole cheesy aspect of a guy who was a jock who totally was a jerk, and now he has to be this time traveler from the future. I love that aspect. Once again, I don't relate to any of these characters, but I still love them. And of course, Hal Jordan. I mean, the dude's Evel Knievel with a ring. And once again, he's the guy who goes up to Owa, and even though he drives the Guardians nuts, kind of like when you're the good worker at work, you drive your bosses nuts, but they know you're still the go-to guy to get the job done at the end of the day. They're like, oh, it's hell. Oh, great. But, but in the head, they know he's going to get it done. He leaves them on the edge of suspense a lot. And I love that about Hal. And that's kind of like how I live my life. I'm like, people are like, how do you live? How do you do this? They're like, oh, great. Oh, Nick's here. Oh, things are about to get hectic. But then also like, how's he going to get this done? And then I get it done. They're like, oh my God, guy's absolutely crazy, but he got it done. So I love that edge of suspense with Hal Jordan. I absolutely love that.
Yeah, I love Hal.
So that's why he's my go-to overall DC guy. But this is going to have to be the part, unfortunately, as I mentioned earlier on, that I have to bail because I got adult life situations I got to take care of. I hate leaving. I don't want to leave.
Oh, man, that's okay, bro. We miss you, man.
But
it doesn't matter.
In my car.
All I think about is the fact that you have two beautiful little girls who look like you and your wife, and they're waiting for you on the other side, and they're going to shower your face with kisses, and you're going to go and do stuff with them today. And you also have the big laundry project, since you have laundry troubles, machine troubles. So you got to go get that done. And please tell your family that we said hello, and give the little girls a kiss for me, please.
I promise I'll do that as soon as I get off this computer. Thank you. This panel is awesome. I'm going to listen off my TV and then when I'm driving on my phone. So I will still be listening as a fan. And everyone in the chat should be doing the same thing. Pat S., I'll see you tonight as well. I'm going to shut up so I can let the rest of you find individuals speak. But you all have a wonderful rest of your day and panel till we do this again.
Take care, Nick.
The great advisor, everyone.
Bye, Nick.
Take care, Nick. Thank you, buddy.
Well, before we get too far away from what Nick was saying, Phoenix Argus at 13 minutes past the hour says, not only did Superman love books and was a nerd, but he came from the country, seen as a hick. However, he proves everyone wrong by landing the front page. What an amazing comment. And you know what's really weird, Phoenix Argus? I was actually thinking that same thing, and I just didn't include it in what I was going to say because I thought it might be too hokey, but that's exactly how I feel as well. I feel like he breaks those barriers, and it's not easy to come from modest means. It's not easy to come from something like being a farm boy and having people put you in this little box and you turn out to be classy and in a suit and somebody who is totally the antithesis of every stereotype they have for you. So not only do I welcome your comment and thank you for your comment, but I was thinking the same thing, and I'm so happy that you said it. Thank you, Phoenix.
Indeed,
Argus.
well done, absolutely. Hail, Slade Wilson, and welcome, Snorta Poopus Cuber.
Snorta
Poopus! Good to see you both. Let's see here. I guess since we got the great Mark D with a C just popped in, talked a little bit about superheroes.
Sure.
And, if you have a favorite one or not, Bob.
Yeah, tons of favorites, kind of like Nick. I've been listening to the whole panel at work. You know, the day job gets in the way. Don't tell the boss. But the good thing is I am the boss, so that helps.
There you go. I won't tell him that. I won't tell him.
Give him a raise. Give him a raise.
I'm gonna give myself a raise right now, yeah, for slacking off. But no, love hearing all that discussion of all, why people love superheroes. So of course, my favorite, like you, Clobby, is also the Thing, the ever livable Thing. But we'll leave that one for the great Mark C. But part of what I liked about the Thing is he's a monster on the outside, but the great heart on the inside. And I picked my second favorite character you asked me just came into my head was Thor. And I love the the Don Blake run, which unfortunately got ignored in the MCU. But Don Blake is
I miss Don Blake
as a handicapped person. My grandfather was handicapped growing up, so that kind of struck a chord with me. Maybe not realizing it as a kid, but the weakling who like my grandfather had to walk with a cane. Although really he wasn't a weakling, he was one of the strongest guys I know, and never complained about anything. But that really, I always remember that, and back as a kid, you guys that are maybe around my age, remember those Secret Origins of Superheroes, that book that was out. Then, it was really tough to get comics back in the day. So, that trade was fantastic. So reading about Spider-Man's origin and Daredevil's origin, of course, Don Blake with, he's going to the cave and he finds the hammer, or actually he finds the cane and he smashes the cane. Correct. Yep. I'm getting old now trying to remember, but turning, and then he's fighting, and then he's fighting the aliens, and but just all that, being able to read that as a kid was fantastic. So that part of Thor where I really loved, where the meek character, almost like the Clark Kent Superman is quote unquote a weakling, but deep down he's a strong guy. So all those stories and were just really fantastic. Sure. Of course, then the Simonson run. I'm trying to think of Spider-Man is obviously one of my favorites too, especially the older, I'm kind of jaded, but the older Spider-Man where he was struggling. I think that's what people kind of relate to, where you got a character where the Spider-Man didn't have Tony Stark to make him an Iron Man Spidey suit. He's making his own web shooters, and he's running out of web fluid, and he's struggling to make the next bill. So that's that character relate to a lot. So enjoyed reading him, and I'm trying to think of there's just so many. Green Lantern probably for the sci-fi aspect of that character, kind of like a Star Trek type character, and then again the strong will of Hal Jordan to never give up, to power that ring, and Daredevil is a great, I could list so many characters, but those those kind of characters, those are the books I've always continued to buy and collect, even though some of them maybe have not up to standards. And I think that's what you guys were talking about before when I wasn't on, about messing up old characters. And you look at maybe like a Simonson on Thor, he respected the character, but he took it in new directions that everyone loved.
Right.
Same thing like a Daredevil, or with Frank Miller, or you talk about epic runs where the core of the character stays the same, but you love the story. You say, "Oh, that was a great idea," but they're not disrespecting the character. So sorry for the ramble, but
no, you don't ramble.
No problem, bud.
You're with your people. You are not rambling. We love you. Don't worry. I do need to interject and ask you a quick question, sir.
Sure.
The communicator you put on my private Twitter, is that the Playmates?
That was I think that was a Diamond Select, wasn't that? I gotta check.
But the
that was one I
Select
found.
has the rotating array.
Okay.
But it doesn't have the gold door.
Okay, so what happened? The first edition of that had the door made out of metal. You can actually buy I'm going to enable you again. You can actually buy a metal door on eBay and purchase them and retrofit the metal door onto that other communicator.
Is it difficult? My husband is a very gifted machinist and programming engineer, so I could get him to do it.
Yeah. I think it's if you Google eBay, you'll find. If you can't find it, I'll find it. But it's something that people complained about because it had a plastic grill. And then I was lucky enough to get that first edition, and the new edition was plastic, obviously to save money. So it's
Yeah,
and
but because the one Playmates one, I know the Playmates has the array, but the array is actually holographic effect, and then the Diamond Selects actually has the motor, and so the array actually rotates.
yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah, see, that's the gooder. I need the door, dude. Help me find the door.
So if you have the Diamond Select, if my memory serves, the first edition for all you nerds out there.
Sorry, everyone.
No, that's okay. Had a plastic. First edition was metal, and they went to plastic door. So I remember that was a point of contention. Now, if you want to be like our buddy R&B, you can get the Master Select or the Master Replica version, but that'll set you back a pretty penny. But
well,
no,
the Diamond Selects is already $100 to get it to Canada.
Yeah. Well, now that it's, and I don't know if that's still in. If they're still, I'm checking Amazon now. I'm seeing $40, but you're right. Yeah, that's doesn't have the. It's the plastic one, and then of course,
so
like
on
you
the
said,
Canadian side, it would be about $60 or $70 to buy, and then you pay about $20 to $30 for import fees and tax. So as far as like the conversion, then getting paying the duties over the border, I said duties.
duties. Yep.
I had to pay the duties.
Duties.
Yes, exactly, Jed. So yeah, it's just, you know what I mean. Like I want the gold door.
Yeah, no, you have to have the gold door. You got to be, that it's. I mean, I have one with the plastic. It just doesn't have the right feel. I mean, it looks okay from a distance, but when you flick it, it doesn't. It just doesn't work. So,
do you know how hard it was for me to get this? Like, first of all, they sell out, and then there are a whole bunch of people who won't send them to Canada, and then my husband orders it for me as a present, and somebody steals it.
Oh my God.
This has been several years in the making for me to get the Diamond Selects, because of course I wanted the licensed replica, and I didn't want the Playmates because I didn't want the cardstock hologram. I wanted the rotating array, even though it does make a bit of noise, but I'm not going to complain because I still want the rotating array. But so could we please get together and you can point me in the right direction to get the gold door?
Always glad to help you with that. Yep. No problem.
Thank you, my fellow nerd. And I'm so happy to have another nerd like you around. I do love you. Only Mark and I would have a conversation
about
whether or not the door is the proper material. I'm sorry for everyone at home. I apologize. My face is red. Back to superheroing. International Superhero Day.
Well, I want to welcome our good buddy, because this is Global Geek Gang, and we got to get it even more global with Pablo, Geek Republic.
Hello, everyone.
Awesome.
How you doing, bud? Welcome to the Global Geek Gang. Your first appearance.
Yeah.
As they say in the biz.
Hola, hermano. Hey.
Welcome, buddy. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see everyone. What did I miss?
Oh, we're just talking superheroes. It's National Superhero Day, as you know.
Yeah, I was hearing something about metamaterials.
About what?
Metamaterials,
the lid for the communicator. Yep.
Oh, that. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that. Yeah.
That was a diversion that I should not have done, Pablo.
That's all
but
right.
I just needed to ask Mark a question because Mark is next level nerd, and it was a next level nerd question that could only be answered by the Global Geek Gang.
Well, I do have the 3D printer running right now, making another surprise for you. So that'll go on.
Oh, what are you printing on?
Well, this one's a surprise, but I'm also Raquel, if you want to do the Doomsday Machine episode with me, or we could do a stream on how to do print the Doomsday Machine, and then I have another surprise that I'm printing that you can guess. Well, I don't. Let's see. I can. I can show you here. I can share my screen real quick, and you'll. You can try to guess what it is. It might be fun, but I have the. Let's do share screen here. Share screen. Don't show these tips again. Sorry, guys. So here I have the. Let's see if you can see. Can you see that screen coming up now?
Not yet. Not for me. Not on this side. But mine's terrible.
Let's see. It says you're sharing your screen.
Think it's on
Hang on a second. I'll get you.
Yep.
We really do have to have a CLOBBY-con. Like, we have to have a
Yeah.
CLOBBY-con. We all have to go to CLOBBY's neck of the woods. We'll like rent a conference room. We'll have a CLOBBY-con. We'll all go out for dinner. CLOBBY-con, CLOBBY-con. We got to do CLOBBY-con.
I like that.
2022.
You got it.
So that's the 3D printer at work
Wow.
printing something for you. So that's how and we can do a stream on that, Raquel. Maybe it might be fun.
Are you?
My
How to do
husband would quickly become like your best buddy. So you and my husband basically do the same thing, except for my husband is like a super advanced machinist. So one of the companies he worked for machined the inspection robots for NASA. So he is like, if you gave him the blueprints to do an artificial heart, he could make it for you. He's
Nice.
next level machinist, and he loves this whole 3D printing thing. So if we do that, I got to rope him in on that
Sure.
so that he can add the next level geek talk that you require.
So
If you need to
that's
3D print circuit boards, I can hook you up.
yeah. So this is
Oh,
this
wow.
machine is strictly for work, just in case anyone's asking. It's a work machine.
Yeah.
Roll Tide, Keely Chow. Roll Tide.
What kind of filament do you use?
I use 1.75 millimeter filament right now, but that's a special filament that looks kind of like a marble statue when you print. You can't really see with the way the lighting
Okay,
is.
so
but,
it's not the standard nylon.
it is. Well, this one for this particular item I'm printing, I'm doing like a statue, so it's a really cool filament, and so it looks like makes it look like marble, which is really cool. But
yeah,
yes,
Mark, you need to talk with my husband right away. And I need to ask, sorry to interrupt, but Pablo, are you a maker?
Oh yeah, I'm a prop maker and cosplay maker.
You're a maker.
great.
Oh my God, you're a maker.
Yes.
I love you. I love you. I'm a cosplayer and my husband is a maker. It is so good to connect with you. One day I have to see your wares. Do you do a stream where you show what you make?
Oh no, I used to sell them to the Star Wars fan club Quito and
Okay.
well, to the Legions, the 501st, the Mandalorians, and is that
Wonderful.
kind of work.
Wonderful.
Sorry,
Do
what?
you have a stream that I can follow you on, Pablo?
Oh yeah, my channel, but I rarely speak about this kind of stuff.
Oh, you rarely speak on it. Okay, so you're on
because
here
people
like
get
talking
bored.
with people. Okay. All right.
Dude, he's on our
He's also
good.
with Polly.
Yeah.
They're starting
Yeah.
Midnight's Edge. What are you guys calling it?
Español.
Espanol.
Yep.
Ah, bravo. Okay.
And
all
Paul's,
right.
Paul's being shy. He's got a Saturday stream called Progressive Park, which is pretty awesome. And then
Oh, yeah.
Paulie,
Yeah.
can you show us your
Perfecto.
gear?
Gracias,
Or-
Pablo. This is
Yeah.
so great to meet you. So great to meet you, my friend.
Likewise. Hey, a lot of the community don't even care about propping. Most people will buy the toys, but there's something special at getting a bunch
Yes.
of materials, especially if
Yes.
you get Sintra or Warbler or something, and you
Yep.
make the prop using the molds, and
Yes.
We have a great
and
new
you can
arrival.
make it.
Yes.
no-
Yes.
not only is
Loki,
it-
so nice
not
to
only
see
is
you.
it the
Oh, dude,
not only is it the first appearance of
Loki.
Pablo, Geek Tropology, first appearance on the Global Geek Gang by the great Stowed Loki. Hey, buddy.
How are you guys doing?
Hey,
What's up, brother?
Oh.
Good to see you, brother. Appreciate you.
Good to see you guys too. How are y'all doing?
All right, man. We're just enjoying International Superhero Day.
I didn't know if I'd ever have everything put back together. I moved some stuff, so everything was unhooked. I got like a tray beside me with cords and
God.
cables all wrapped around everything. If you saw the back of my computer right now, it looks like a mess. So I didn't even know if I'd have everything. I just got your thing. I was like, oh crap! So I made sure my headset was plugged in and my mic's plugged in and my mouse is on this little geeky table beside me. And yeah, so I'm here.
Nice to see you here, brother.
Nice.
I found
Yeah.
something to share.
Okay, Pablo.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
CLOBBY is already. I made this one.
What did you make? Let's see, sweetheart.
A baby? You made a baby.
A baby?
You made a baby?
made a
I
baby?
have made a baby before, so yeah.
Oh wow!
Oh wow.
Oh, that's cool.
This is a
Gorgeous.
full Obi-Wan Kenobi
Awesome.
episode 3
Nice.
with all the details for a friend. It took months
Beautiful.
actually because you
Yes.
have the movie molds, and the molds that you usually get are quite different. So you actually
Yes.
have to measure a lot to get things spot on. But this one has won some how's called on English? Well, when a lot of people vote about whose cosplay is better.
Competition or judging.
Yeah, but you go and show off in front of a crowd on everything.
Oh, the con, honey.
Yeah,
Yep,
but
the con.
exactly. But
Yeah.
this one has actually made its rounds, and it was kind of hard. And the saber is a black series, so it got
Oh my God! Look at the
destroyed.
detail. This is great work.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Oh
really.
wow!
Ton of detail. Fantastic.
Go down a little bit. Let's see the lightsaber, Pablo. Go in the middle.
The
yeah.
lightsaber is a black series. It's directly a store bought.
I
Oh,
like
it's
the
store
belt.
bought. Oh, it's the
belt
belt.
is wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, the belt is the pieces are purchased, but is assembled, and I
Yes.
got the mold, and I'm currently doing the belts
Oh, good,
with
good.
real leather because here in Ecuador is quite cheap.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was
You
still
did a great
on the
job on
making,
this one.
so there's markings and everything, but
Yep.
yeah,
You did a great job. It looks absolutely fantastic. What a wonderful, wonderful job.
thank you very much.
Bravissimo.
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yep.
man.
So that's basically
freaking
what
awesome.
I do on the cosplay side. I made, and I want to find it to share, a Princess Leia, a Slave Leia. Okay, I found it. I'll share in a sec. This one I made out of different pieces
Okay.
of materials. Is a Sintra core. Then I use wire to make it sturdy, and the plate of the lower plate is made out of aluminum, and I
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
hand molded. Also
Beautiful.
the wrist piece is made out of aluminum and molded.
Wow.
And
So
if
this
you
would
are
be very
asking,
much like it would be as if it were real, because it would have the weight. So rather than doing the foam and trying to make the foam look like metal for the folks at home, I'll just explain. So a lot of the times when people are making this type of cosplay, it's not usually made out of metal because people, they can't manufacture metal at home or machine metal at home. So they normally use high level foams and plastics. So what we have here is Pablo actually making the body armor out for Princess Leia's costume out of actual metal. So he is making the fantasy an actual reality. So if this whole lore were real, it would be made out of metal like this. And I'm not even sure that the original was made out of metal. So
no, it was
that
made
is
out
some
of hard
pretty.
plastic.
Yes, that's some pretty heavy duty maker quality there, Pablo. Excellent
Thank you
job,
very
my
much.
friend.
And there's a detail. If you can see, there's no panty or anything. The
Yep.
cosplay actually is made in a way that if the cloth will be ripped off, she
Yes.
actually is wearing a kind of panty on the
Yeah.
underside that is held
Okay.
by a metal structure, so everything can rip and she will be still covered. It
Oh,
was a
wonderful.
kind of fancy trick that I did there, and
Good. Well, cause is not consent, and we have to make sure that we keep our naughty bits away.
Yep.
I like the Ugg boots.
If you
though.
must.
She's wearing Ugg boots.
yes.
Hey, Clobberin, I sent you
Take
something.
her
I got
Ugg
you, man.
boots off,
I see
Pablo.
Oh,
We got
before I stop sharing, this is something that
Okay.
I also make. Kyber
Oh,
Crystal.
wow.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
Ah,
wow.
well, what Loki said
Oh,
ties into that.
wow.
That
Nice,
is
man.
neat. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Nice job.
Kyber Crystal.
Thank you very
Gorge.
much.
Gorgeous.
Wow, dude.
Awesome.
Nice. It's funny that ties into
Where's
what
the black one?
Oh, the black one is the central one. It's actually a black quartz, and the
Okay.
underneath is a simple LED and a battery circuit. So basically, you have an interrupter that when you press, it turns off. So the box, when you close it, it turns off the circuit, and you don't waste any energy.
Oh,
Very
So
nice.
it
nice.
can be there
Cool.
for years, and you just open it, and you see the crystal shining.
That's cool.
Cool.
Well,
Yeah.
we all know what Kyber crystals are for, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And they are for this.
Yep.
Yeah, you
Yay.
crush them down and sprinkle them on your spaghetti bolognese.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
baby.
That is Loki's hand there. You've seen more on this show than anybody else has ever seen before. That's my hand.
Wow.
That is Obi-Wan's lightsaber from episode 2. That is airbrushed nickel. That is custom made. It's not a black series. It's nothing you can buy from Disney or anything like that.
All the pieces
beautiful.
are CNC, right?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
See, this is why I need my husband here, because now he can start talking about all this CNC stuff with you guys.
We'll
If I
just make a
had-
communicator for you.
If I had batteries in it, I lit it up, the ignition switch turns green.
Oh,
It lights up green when you hit the button. So the actual button right there will glow green when you hit it. The blade's green. It's got a emerald driver soundboard and LED board in it. So it's all custom made. The pommel, you just pull the pommel out, and you can actually pull the board out of the bottom of it. If you pull the pommel, twist the pommel off, the board, you can pull the board out, and that's wherever all the electronics are, is in the board.
Loki, you're so talented.
I did not make that. I did
Who
not
made
make that.
it?
I'm not that. I didn't. It was custom made. I don't know who custom made it, but it was custom made for my 1,000th subscriber celebration.
Oh,
Wow. Wow.
Very
So
nice.
somebody commissioned it for you. That is crazy.
Yeah.
What a
I want to
gift.
see a time lapse.
cool.
Just how they made it a full-on time lapse.
So,
Love it,
but
man.
when I found out it was nickel, I jumped up like a little school.
Yeah, well, some of this stuff is super expensive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This stuff can
Yes.
be really super expensive to make. And I would just like you to know that Snortapoopus, Cuber, Snortapoopus, he renamed your lightsaber the Zappy Swisher.
Wow. Way to go, Snortatupas.
Because people that do this kind of work are artists. I mean, you say your husband's a machinist, but it's, people that we have a machine shop here at my building, and the people that work. I mean, they're truly artisans because they they take a drawing and they turn it into reality. Even if you have a CNC machine, you still have to know what you're doing or design things or know how to run the machine. And then the best people are tool and die makers who can literally make anything with a lathe and a Bridgeport. So,
and the person who commissioned it just happened to just pop up in chat and said it is a great piece. So
who said that?
I have
purple.
And that
purple. Look at what you did, you marvelous, beautiful woman. Oh.
And she has a link. I don't know if you're busy, but if you have a link, if you want to join us. But yes, that is amazing. That's amazing.
I just want to see
so good.
Dude, making the fittings, the turning, everything. That gotta be a month or so of hard work.
Yeah,
And
my
the chemical reaction
husband could tell you exactly how long this takes and how much it would cost to make. And it looks to me, Pablo, like there is a ton of work here. A lot of work.
Well, years ago, Well, I was gonna say, when you know when people made fun of like the $600 toilet seat for NASA or some of the wrenches or pliers, but if you make something from scratch like that and machine it by hand, it does cost $600 or thousands of dollars in
It does.
labor hour, and because it's
Fabricating.
not a mass production thing. That's
Yeah.
it's so difficult to make. That's why things are so expensive. When you're not making thousands and thousands of them, you're just making a
Yeah.
few of them, which
When
makes it
I-
so
Making one.
special.
When I first got out on my own, I was working for a fab shop in Houston, and they actually made the E. If anybody remembers Enron, they made
Yep.
the E that was in the that was right in the like walking area. It was like a giant E that turned on a swivel. The company I worked for, the fab shop I worked for, made that E. And that was like that one, but I was like sweeping floors back then.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, making
Everyone,
something out of nothing.
Since there's a lull in the conversation, I really have to go. I have a project that I've promised that I will get done today for someone, and I'm a person of my word, so I really have to get going. I actually stayed 46 minutes longer than I wanted to because I love you all so much. I just want to thank everyone on the panel. I love you guys so much. You guys are just such great friends. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be a part of the Global Geek Gang, and I love each and every one of you. You are a light in my life. I love you, you fabulous nerds and geeks. And CLOBBY,
Thank you.
Captain, my
Love you.
captain, love you very, very much.
Thank
and
you,
Love you.
Raquel.
talk to you all soon.
Can't wait to
Take
see you
care.
Saturday
Take
night.
care. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Love you.
Bye. Bye.
The wonderful Raquel, everyone. Absolutely.
Woo!
All right. Yes, indeed.
She's awesome.
What happened?
My camera is.
Oh, there you no problem, dude. What's up? Well, Loke, how's it going, man? You sound busy with your moving around stuff. Are you always moving stuff around, man? What's up?
Always moving stuff around, always trying to make room for new stuff.
Oh yeah. Well, that makes sense. What the hell is that?
This is the black Kyber Crystal box.
Beautiful.
What's that? What's that, Loke?
I'll send you some pictures here.
Oh, okay, cool. The
That's
box, eh?
really nice. I love your Mandalorian skull on the side of it. That's just so indicative of where it's at. You know what I mean? It's really a Mandalorian artifact. That's wonderful detail, Pablo.
The point was to make this is supposed to be a Clan Vizsla member that went to the Jedi, so it obviously have the Jedi marking and everything, and is quite nicely detailed. I took a long time to do this, and the markings on the sides are obviously the Defang Mythosaur and the Vizsla clan marking. So it was made to look like something that you will get if you ride at a temple or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good times where you will be so passionate about the Star Wars to do that.
Aww.
Before they, kind of butchered the whole thing.
Yeah.
They Disneyed it. Disney the whole thing.
Yeah. They did, man. They did.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
They did.
Ruin
We always
everybody's.
have the past, though.
That's right. That's right. Let's see here. We got some pics that Loke sent. Let's hang on a second here. Let's see.
Oh, you just asked what I was doing. I was moving. I just had to make room for stuff, man.
No, I
had
got
to make room for stuff. I got a whole new setup. I'm setting up.
Oh, excellent. Let's see here. Yeah, make sure I got it. Put this back on. I think what's wrong with this thing? There we go. Wow.
Holy.
That's just the left side.
Nice.
That's the left
Great.
side, and then I got like a middle picture and a right hand side picture. I'm setting up more and more.
Have you been dusting regularly? Because Raquel always gets me for that.
Love the Skyfire you got there. That's really sweet. The Skyfire, that's rare, huh?
Yeah. And that's the Shigokin Dragon Zord, the
That's what you're
Shigokin black
talking
and
about
green.
today. Oh, that's wonderful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the Dragon Sword. And okay, there's the Black Ranger sword.
Yes. It's the black and green one from Comic-Con, I think like 2018, 2017. I can't remember. But it's
Just a
black and
question.
it's a black and green dragon sword. Or
Can
black and
you
green.
assemble a Megazord?
Yes, you can. The super one, the
Nice.
super Megazord, yeah. Yeah, all that's interchangeable. So the Dragon Zord, the Megazord, all that you can combine and mess with and do all that with, yeah.
Him Grimlock. Him
Me
my-
Grimlock! Me Grimlock say you full of cesium salami.
Real leader of Autobots.
Oh man,
Nice.
that's beautiful.
I love Starscream. I love Starscream with the coronation. That's just my favorite Starscream. He was happy for 2 minutes.
You got to be happy for
Coronation
2 whole
Starscream.
minutes.
Yeah.
I get
Coronation.
Nice, man.
Oh,
Well, you're getting it all put
evil.
together, basically. What you're saying, you're rearranging things.
Yes, and I've got more coming in today at some point. So I'm gonna have to. I'm
really?
rearranging things to make room for even more things. You guys know what Shuriken is?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, they do, I'm sure.
Shuriken
What?
is the I think it's the GW Toys version of the Dinobots that all combine together and make a
Okay.
giant Dinobot.
Was
Oh.
RN showing that the other day, or what did RN have on the robot? Trying to remember.
Oh, I can't remember what that one was, but yes, he was showing some stuff. Raymond was showing some stuff on that.
And yes, Purple Valkyrie Grimlock is so cute. He's so cute.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
man.
love that. I'd love to get my hands on Jazz, like a classic G1 Jazz. I just think that Porsche and his transformation into a robot are just that's just so beautiful and so.
Okay, on Transformers, I kinda love a little more the Beast War Transformers. Toys were so incredibly cool. You know, there was this frog that transformed into a kind of ninja warrior, and it was made of a clear plastic, and it looked amazing. They had Silverbolt, that was one of the characters on the show. It was this wolf with an eagle
Yes.
mix, and the toy looks so amazing. I want it so much. I had it when I was a kid. My sister gave my toy box to my nephews, and they destroyed everything. So there's a few pieces here and there, but there's no toy left from that box. And I had the frog, I had Silverbolt, I had the rat. I always forget Rat Trap.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Red Trap.
Yeah.
And those were amazing, just amazing. The detail and the way they transform. Oh, I love them so much.
Purple Valkyrie's got the T-Rex Megatron. The Megatron
Oh,
T-Rex.
that's beautiful.
Yes, she does.
Never got enough money to buy that one.
Yeah. But this is just my toys got out of control one day and started fighting.
Nah,
You know how they are when you're not looking, right?
is that Kirk?
Yeah, he's in there.
He started it.
Oh,
He started
beautiful.
it.
I don't
have
know.
no
The
doubt.
seventh Doctor right there might have started it. And then both Batman come in. Both of them.
You got Dr.
Come in,
Midnight
you
in
know.
case they need any triage.
Dr. Midnight's down for the count. Looks like It was chaos. I'm telling you, these guys.
Earth 1 Batman versus Earth 2 Batman.
Yeah, exactly. And there's Wolverine's down because he's a wussweed. Cyclops took him down. And even Dr. McCoy, Kirk's still hanging
Were
in there.
you trying to do an Eiffel Tower?
Wait a second. That's a Hickman
I don't know.
X-Men reference, right?
I don't know.
Considering, man.
I don't read Hickman. Are you kidding me?
Well, we don't want to go
I'm kidding,
near
I am
Wolverine and
kidding.
Cyclops today with their trying
Exactly.
to do it in the
Oh,
comics.
Cyclops.
What's going on?
But
Steer
Golden Age
clear.
Captain America took them all down, man.
I'm sorry.
And you can even see a Legion of Superheroes, Superboy and Legion comic in the background.
Nice.
It was Long Live the Legion. Yeah.
Long live
Explorer of the
Legion.
Multiverse. Hell, yeah. Yeah,
Power
so,
Man.
look, when you don't watch your toys, this is what they're doing, everyone. If they're out of the box. Yeah, see, that's why a lot of you guys keep your toys in boxes. Who's that? Who's doing that recently? That I saw keeping their toys in the packages. Mark D with us.
Some are out. Some are out. I'll show you that are
Yeah,
out.
you
in a
have
few
plenty
minutes.
that are out. Oh yeah, you have plenty that are
I have
out.
both.
I've got, I do the same thing. I've got that shelf I showed you all earlier, and then I got a closet full of shit that I haven't opened, and I don't know if I'm going to open or just hold on to or what. I've got all the new Ghostbusters stuff, Ecto 1, Bankman, all the characters, all the new stuff they just came out with, and I've got it in boxes in my closet.
Yeah. Yep.
Michael French was doing that on Retro Blast a few weeks ago. He was going through all this Ghostbusters stuff. I'm just in awe of that stuff. I love that old.
Oh, dude, you should. I've been in their storage room. And that was a while back. Now it's even worse. You can't move. and they because not only does he has the collection before the channel took off for Retro Blasting, they get sent so much stuff every week from so many different people. I don't know where they put it all. I don't know how he puts. I mean, and people every week on their Saturday stream they do an unboxing of things people send them. You seen that, right? Yeah, and people send them so much stuff. So yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good problem to have.
Yes.
Well, yeah, one would think it might be.
Hey, there's Latinos Land in the chat.
Oh, Polly, what's up, dude?
Polly.
Hey, Polly.
You great, Polly? What you doing, bro?
Hey.
Yeah.
Hola.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. Yeah. Well.
Hey. Clobberin, give me
buddy.
just a minute. I will be right back. I'm going to send you something.
Okay, gotcha. We're just kicking around and talking about superheroes mostly, and toys. Yeah, but it is international superhero. Is it international or national? I get those confused. I guess it's international since it's the Global Geek Gang. RN, what's up?
Intergalactic.
Raymond? Intergalactic Superhero Day.
Oh, intergalactic.
Is that Silverhawk?
No, that's a Mark's Toys Spidey. So I've got the set.
Yeah, the wings on the armpits.
So that's the old Spidey.
Wow,
nice.
So I bought that set at the comic book shop that I shop at years ago, and these four guys are coming home with me. So. You got the Hulk.
Are those prototypes?
No, they're Mark's Toys. Now, I don't know if they're repros or the originals, but if you Google Mark's Toys figures, you'll see those online.
Yeah, I remember those.
So we got
like the 70s, weren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty old. Yep. So we got Iron Man.
Oh, look at that!
It's the classic, the classic look.
A lot of those didn't survive the 70s, though.
Yeah.
So
a lot of them got trashed.
I think they might be repos, but I love the way they look anyway. So this is my office here, so I keep them, keep them in the office room. So let's see, there's Cap.
I'm not going to show. I'm not going to show it, but go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you will hang me, but I will try to paint them.
Oh yeah. Dude, man. Nice.
So this is my friend, good buddy Chris. Give him a shout out. He's a fantastic artist and a painter. So I printed this on the 3D printer, and he does detailed figures and all kinds of amazing work. So he did a really nice.
Dude.
So that's the thing.
Nice.
And the paint job is so that lives on my monitor at work. And this is the big version that has to be with the 3D printer. You can just once you have the mold, you can the pattern of the model, you can just print it. So that's it's cool like that, but
that's glorious.
And then here's a little
not happy, man.
Here's a little Yoda I printed, or the child I should say.
Baby Yoda.
And then this is another one Chris painted for me from Stranger Things. He fixed the it's tough to see with this. You know, this webcam's not the best, but he fixed the figure. The eyes are horrible, so I'm like, Chris, can you fix that for me? So we did a nice job on painting. It's tough to see the detail with this webcam, but he really fixed up the printer. And then here's something else I love. Like I mentioned, love Thor. So here's Thor's hammer, but it's also a pen. So
nice.
So 3D printer, it's just you find a lot. I didn't design these things; they were just on Thingiverse or online. But you can pretty much find almost anything that you want. So Nick, I know would like this. He's not, if he's listening, he can watch later. But there's from Iron Maiden, Eddie.
Yes. Iron Maiden is the best concert I ever was in.
And then here's a baby Groot. So just there, you download the, so I'll do a video on that. But you download, the model and you put it into the slicer and then you set it to print. But there's always, it's not as easy as it looks. Sometimes there's a lot of, problems that happen sometimes. But it's all, it's a fun, it's a hobby. So there's Tigger.
Yeah, you have to file them. You have to take care of every imperfection. But the end result is just amazing, and then you can actually paint them and make them. You can make things way better than the toys you can get in the stores.
So this is really special. So this is, my dad was a huge lover of Disney and Goofy, and that was their MCU growing up, I guess, for lack of a better term. So growing up, they his friends, they would always, and he was an artist too, so they would draw pictures and sketches, and it's kind of tough to see with this glass case. But this is an old Marx figure. So he, as an engineer, he ended up meeting Mr. Marx, who was Marx Toys, and he helped him. There was a problem with the mold and making this figure, so we helped consult with it, and then so this is the figure. So that that was always his favorite, favorite Goofy. He's got Goofies everywhere. So he had a horrible corny joke, sense of humor, but so there's the office is filled with Goofies. This one, Jed will appreciate this. This one, I think, right, Jed? It's the Dark Lord.
I know.
Jar Jar's Goofy. Yep. So it's fun.
Let's go. You need to put a Sith head on him though.
Well, Goofy wouldn't like that, maybe. Yeah. So here's just around my desk. The classic. Like you, Clobby, growing up watching Batman and Robin and seeing that. So that's that classic.
It's nice, man.
Yamaha.
Love it.
So it's nice having your own, I have my own office, so I can, do what I want in here.
Some geek stuff to work.
Yeah. So this is, like a fun thing you can print on the 3D printer. So it's an octopus. So you print it all together, and then the arms, so you don't have to do anything. You just break it up, and then so it's got legs that move. And one here, a couple quick things, like I did, when Bernie was at the inauguration. So you can print the Bernies. Bernie can hang out.
Bernie red and Bernie blue.
Bernie red and blue. Yep. And then I got a friend who's a huge Bernie fan, so I got to send her some of these.
Oh my God.
Some of these Bernies, but.
You talk to Bernie Bros. I'm kidding, man.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
and then
he's turning more red lately than he is blue. So
yeah, the redwood makes more sense, dude.
Yeah. There's.
Well, the redwood makes more sense in another way too. Yeah.
But you know what I mean, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
At the beginning of last
he's
year,
not turning red
they
that way,
had
dude.
a Dorito
There
bag,
you
they
go.
had the Pepsi cans, they had everything.
So I keep this guy at work watching over me. So he's always.
Do you have any of the Phantom Menace stuff, Mark? From back when the movie came out with all the cans and everything?
Yeah, I do have some. I have an Indiana Jones can back there I can't reach, but that was from that Crystal Skull movie. But
yeah.
So
that one we don't talk about that.
I saved the can.
Okay.
My dad loved it, so we saved the can. But yeah, those are all fun. Just fun stuff. And 3D printer is, if you're into that, or I'll do some videos on it if anyone wants to learn how to do that. It's a fun, fun hobby to get into.
Yeah.
And you can make all these characters that you like.
Sure.
And then some people are
tried using a 3D printing pen.
No, I haven't. I've seen some incredible YouTube videos of some guys that are and gals that are artists, and they do some incredible work. And I've seen, I'm not that talented painter or anything like that, but I've seen some people, doing some big, figures, 1/6 scale figures, and then they sand them and they paint them, and they almost look like, like a statue that they bought. That it's incredible what some really talented people come up with. So it's a fun hobby.
I don't know if I'm sure, but I think Ethan does that with his Cyberfrog figures too.
Yes.
So,
Hail Darius Munchausen, welcome.
So yeah, I've seen Ethan do. I've seen Ethan on something do it, and I was just like blown away how he does that. So.
Yeah, it's the finishing. That's when it really gets. That's when the really talented people.
He does. If I remember what he said. He does it, then he sends it to some place, and then they do it, everything for him. And then he looks and sees how it does, and if it doesn't, he goes back to the drawing board and redoes it again. So
that could be the prototyping stage for maybe when, so you do that when you're making the figure. You're trying to.
I saw him doing that with some of the new stuff that he's been coming out with. So
the price point, the entry point to get a 3D printer and be able to do this kind of work is quite steep. But once you have the printer, doing any kind of toy is ridiculously cheap. You can just print them, and the price of the filaments are really cheap if you go to a normal one, unless you need it to resist heat or be able to take impact if you are printing a gun or anything. You just go for the cheap stuff and then you sand it, you fill any gap, and it's done.
Yeah, it's 100% right. Yeah, the filament's not that expensive. Here it's like $25 to $30 a roll. So it's really the initial printer is not that bad. Yeah, I mean, depending on what you get, obviously. You could
like 3-4 figures at least.
Yeah, it does go a lot further than I thought. Oh, here I got to show this since I'm not normally at work when I'm on the stream. But here's the Bowen Mini FF.
I got the big one. I don't have the mini of that. That's great.
So I have the mini set, and I bought an extra mini thing to have it work.
Didn't know they did a mini. Nice.
Yep. So that's have that guy on my desk, and then no one comes to the office. No one complains, I guess. But then you got to have Ben on the Sky Cycle.
Yeah. That figure always aggravated me, but I always wanted to get it just for the.
You're right. I don't like the way they did the chest and the Sky Cycle was.
It looks wonky on the chest.
I think they were trying to do like the original thing, when he was not as rocky. Maybe I don't know what you think, Clobby, but they were trying to do for that original thing look, and it didn't.
It always looked like Killer.
I was just saying, thing looks like it needs to be on a treadmill in that.
It looks like Killer Croc. It looks like more like Killer Croc than the thing. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's face anyway.
Hail Darius.
Wolverine motorcycle. Yep.
Oh. Hey Darius, what's up, brother?
Darius, did anyone see? And I'm not going to show it because we want to defile. This is National Superheroes Day, so I don't want to defile it by showing it. But did anyone see those pictures of Marvel's new X-Men crap last night?
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's bad.
The X-Men is X-Man.
X whatever. The EX-Men.
I got to deal with that on Friday on Nick's show. So
yeah. A few Fridays ago, we did the swimsuit special for Marvel, and we saw Namor's cock. There's this drawing of Namor.
Oh my God! Yeah.
What they did to Namor there to be the. Oh, I see you guys. Before I want to show some more pictures that Loki sent, but I think everyone who saw those horrible X-Men pictures of the Village People as the X-Men.
Namor's codpiece.
And needs. I just think we need a bit of a palate cleanse, and I think we need to show if you want to see what the X-Men really are supposed to look like. And everyone thinks I'm probably setting them up for a joke. I'm really not, actually. Let's see here.
If you are getting a beer, pass me one, man. Just
nice. I like the Jim Lee look. Just the uniform.
I'll take that over. But,
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
Nice.
Classic.
Oh wow.
they had
Black
these
as Cyclops,
portfolios.
nothing in the world.
Well, this is. They had these portfolios back in 1980 called the Faster and Larson portfolios, and John Byrne worked with them on this because they got a really strange color style. I love these things though; they were pretty cool.
Yeah.
For the time, and so.
Hey, Mike, can you pass me that background later on, please? I want to put that up in my
Twitter
stream. Okay, I'll get it up.
But yeah, if you.
Yeah.
Again, remember the X-Men when they were good?
I know, and it upset me so much, and I saw that, and Nick's like, "This is what we're gonna talk about on Friday," and I'm like, "Oh, oh no, Serenity now."
Yeah, it's crazy. But let's say mix it up. Loki sent. But these were these old Faster and Larson. No one remembers these are so old. I guess these old portfolios.
I have all that. So yeah.
I'm not sure I believe you.
Oh shit! You know I have all that stuff.
You're too young.
Yeah. But you know I got. Shut up.
I'm just kidding.
One day I'll get to the United States and I'll get some of that shit. I'm sure I won't be able to get everything I want, but at least just if I can get a few things, I will be really happy.
Well, at least you have knockoff action figures, you know.
Oh, yep.
We got that going for you. Loki's got some cool pictures.
He almost killed Retro Dickie yesterday.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hemorrhage laughing. Man.
He was still laughing when we went off stream. Still, okay. When you guys left, he was still laughing.
Oh yeah, there are some big. I'm opening.
Are you opening more right now?
I'm opening one of them right now. But the last two pictures I sent, that is what is in these two boxes, and they are massive. Okay, if anybody, when they were a kid, if anybody played with Transformers and got like Devastator and were like, why is he the same size as Optimus Prime? He was huge in the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the ones I just got.
He towered over Optimus in the cartoon.
This toy towers over Optimus now.
Nice.
That is Gravity Build Devastator. That's the limited black edition. I'm going to be showing these off on a new section on my channel.
Is that what the original Devastator looks like?
No, the original one was all green. And
It's all green.
Neon green. Yeah. I missed the neon green look. This is impressive.
Well, he looks amazing.
But massive. This thing is tall.
Yeah.
It's like 1.5 feet tall. Each individual transformer is the size of a normal transformer. So each individual one that combines into that is like a normal size transformer. It's not a little itty bitty.
Yeah, because the original Constructicons were small, like Hot Wheel size.
Yeah, they were like small Hot Wheel size, and they should have been. They should have been big.
Bigger than Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper, but smaller than Jazz and Wheeljack. Wow, this is impressive. That's really nice.
I thought Devastator and Revenge of the Fallen
the aerial box?
a pretty good scaling.
That is the Zeta Toys. Yeah, that is the Zeta Toys aerial bots, and that sucker is huge.
Wow.
Again, that's massive.
Nice.
Wow.
And that's the crystal clear. That's the crystal clear invisible version because he used to be able to turn invisible. So they're all crystal clear jets.
Damn.
Man.
Wow.
That is amazing.
But I'm gonna be going through each toy and going through like each part and then combining them and doing that as like a series. It'll be Loki's toy chest.
You got to do the sound
But
when
I
you put them all together and they transform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a picture of my front door with both of those boxes sitting there. Those boxes are massive. I mean, I opened my door just now while I was on here. That's why I told Clobberin, hold on a minute, I'll be right back. That's how big these suckers are. They're massive. They're massive.
Here we go.
Wow.
That's perspective. Wow. That's scale.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So the Zeta Toy Superion and then the Gravity Builder Devastator limited
Hyperion,
edition.
yeah, that's just,
They're both limited editions because they're clear one and then they're the black one. The regular ones they make a bunch of, but it's the rare ones. It's those limited editions that you got to grab when you can. And I love the black and purple on Devastator. I thought that was sick as shit.
and it looks so much better than the Michael Bay versions any day of the week. Seriously.
Yes.
Oh yeah, any day of the week. I would have to agree with that one. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So that's going to be a new series coming to my channel, and it's just going to be a video. I'm not going to do a live stream of them. I'm just going to go through the toys, tell you if they're worth it or not. I know Gravity Builder is because I've got the green version of him.
Eric K, what's up, brother?
You can always pull a tweet and, do a bathtub review or something.
Yeah, I've got a section over by my record player.
Andrew Broadbent. Welcome, Andrew.
Good light to it.
Ash, a record player is something that
I know what a record player is. Shut up.
Ash has some stuff for you. You got more stuff, Loki, or we can come back to you if you got.
No. The only thing I'd say is when they say they're gonna pack it and you're gonna be amazed. They've got these little black bumpers on all the corners of this box that kept this box extreme pristine all the way here.
Nice.
From Big Bad Toys. They know what you want. You want a collector's item, get it from Big Bad Toys.
That's a good service.
No, it is.
Yeah.
I've had a few friends get stuff in there, and they show me, and I was like,
Oh, I wonder what my first 1/6 is going to be. I'm due to buy a 1/6 one of these days because I watch too much as an RMB, and I'm just too intrigued by this. I think I'm going to pull the trigger on I'm definitely going to pull the trigger on the box set of the Prisoner action figures. Like, spend that $250. I'm going to do it.
I got to have the Prisoner action figures, but they're so expensive, dude.
Oh,
you're still not pulling Are you still not pulling the trigger on that, Mike?
They got 30-something days. If I can find a way, I don't know. They're just expensive, man. I mean, it's just. I wish I'd not even known about it. But every friend I got, as soon as they talk, hey, see this? Yeah, thank you.
The friends are for.
Yeah, I saw.
If you want somebody that enables you, talk to Mark, okay? Like, yesterday was nuts, okay?
So
he's
Ash,
like, hey, there's this.
What you got for us?
Yeah, so this is just some stuff that I made just playing around with a 3D printing pen, and all of this is completely freehand. No stencils, no nothing. It's literally just off and away. You get the filament, and then you just start drawing in the air, so to speak. So that big tower thing was just something I was playing around with. So I got like a masking tape roll, and I drew around it to create like a perfect circle, and then I joined it up so I had the bottom bit, and just started creating rings and then just joining them together. And they're just like holding it in the air with one hand and literally just doing like pillars from the bottom one to the one above it. And then if you go through to the next few pictures, I've got a few other cool stuff.
Is that a gingerbread man in that?
No, that's literally just like like a stick figure. This is like a 3D stick figure, and I put enough filament around its feet to make it stand up on its own. So this is I did like a basic for the body. I did like a basic 2D wireframe, and then I did like loops across the chest to give it some definition and tone. And then with the arms, I did like long sticks. And then I literally just wound the filament around it loads of times to give the arms definitions. Same thing with the legs. With the legs, I did sticks and created tiny little cylinders, and then I built up around that. The head was the same concept with like 2 circles, and then I just built the material around that, and eventually I got like a full-fledged like person made out of freehand filament.
It's very Tim Burton looking.
It's
Yeah,
Or
already
you
Yeah,
could just say that you were trying to do the Wicker Man statue.
well, like a lot of people with their 3D printing stuff, they smooth it out with different heated tools and stuff. But I really like the wireframe look, so I did that. That is a tesseract, which is a geometric object. So what a tesseract is, it's a 4-dimensional cube, but as a 3-dimensional projection. So that is what a tesseract actually is, not the thing in the MCU. So it looks like a cube within a cube, and then each corner of the inner cube is connected to the corner of the outer cubes. So I made that, and then I did like a little tiny little dog thing. I was gonna flesh it out, but I quite like the fleshed out defined head, and then I quite like the look of it, the skeleton body, so I just left it at that. I think there you go. So as you can see, I just did like long stick things, and then you just
Nice.
and then the way to join things together is you literally just heat up a blob of material at the joining point you want, and immediately just push it in place, because the hot plastic acts like glue because it all bonds together.
Yes.
So that's how you can like join parts together. And then I did like flat things for the ears and the jaw and then the little tongue of the
Man,
dog.
gotta say that Snoopy didn't enjoy Chernobyl.
Yeah. So
Nice work.
Yeah.
yeah,
Man.
thanks. Hopefully gonna make more stuff. I'm trying to figure out. I really want to do Ethan Van Sciver's Cyber Frog, like freehand wireframe, but I'm trying to figure out how to do it, because the fingers and the toes on the hands and feet are very long and thin.
Right.
And the overall body is quite thin, but then the head is quite big and thick. And some of the body parts are quite small, and the joints are just balls, and the end of the fingers are just balls. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that,
Okay,
and
here's
also
something,
try
here's
the
something
right
that you
colors
can
to do it.
Get glass, or if you can get a silicone pad, and there you just squish the material and form it with your with your finger. Try to use a glove, nitrilum glove, or whatever can protect you from the heat, but you can actually mold it for a small time. And you already have the skill to actually make it work in a shape.
Yeah.
Man, I think
No.
it's a huge gun.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah.
to give you an idea of scale, I can palm a basketball. That's the gun.
Jesus Christ.
And it
Devastator's
takes up,
gun, yeah?
that's Devastator's gun. Yes. So to give
One-
you an idea of scale, I can palm a basketball, and that's the gun. That's his gun.
Wow.
That's his blaster gun.
that's
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And to him, that's like a handgun.
Yeah.
So it's just it's gonna be massive. He's massive. I'm going through and looking at them now, and they're massive. I'm blown away, and extremely good quality too.
Lord Thoth's here, yo brother. Hey.
Hail, Lord Thoth.
Hello.
Lives in
Hello.
LLL, bud.
Hey,
Hello, Lord Thought.
That's amazing, Luke. Wow. Jesus Christ, dude, that's something.
Yeah.
Dude. Oh my goodness. Wow, man. Well, that is one big damn gun for a big damn toy, I guess.
His eyes light up when he has his drill arms, because he's got his normal hands where he can hold weapons, but then he's got drill arms too. So you take the fists off and you can put these drill arms on. Those rotate. So they've got like a little motor in them that you turn on, and the drills actually rotate and spin like they're spinning. It's cool. It's a cool little thing.
This is something you just. I mean, you got more stuff coming too. Like you just ordered it, and you got more coming.
I just got those two. I got Superion and I got Gravity Builder, and I've got the Dinobot one that combines like these two coming, and a cell shaded MP10 Optimus Prime.
Just how long is before Tesla comes and say we are making a transformer, and it will be like $100,000 or something like that, just for being ridiculous.
Well, they've got a Optimus Prime that's kind of it's bigger than an MP10, but it transforms on its own now. That's I think $1,200.
Yeah, that's ridiculous or amazing and incredible toy. Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, but you actually need to do a bigger size model. You will actually need a lot of material, a lot of support, and to be honest, I will gladly take anything that a car company can make, because they have the skills and the tools to make gigantic transformers, and it's not that hard as you will think. The pieces need to fit, and you have to do the right software, and everything else is just. And I mean one that actually can transform, because that's something that you can do now. You can develop in a servo a bunch of movements. You can set everything to fit, and then is programming skill and machining.
Well, they've got a triple changing vehicle that goes from a car to a boat and to a plane now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can imagine it won't be that long before they can make something that can walk too.
Yeah, and this doesn't have to be piloted. This is a toy, a proper toy. Yes, it's an expensive and ridiculous toy, but it is a toy. You don't need to do a car-sized transformer that can fit someone that person will actually get squished.
Are you talking about the $700 Optimus?
Oh, I saw that, but
that can
one
actually
is
transform
still
and
not
move.
life-size.
Yeah. So.
Well, in Japan, weren't they making some life-size mechs, and then someone in the States made one, and they had like a mock fight, like a mech warrior fight.
Saw. Japan made a huge Gundam war and said, "Fuck you, the rest of the world." So
yeah,
and it moves.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Huge. It is a 1-to-1 scale Gundam robot, and they attached it to the side of a building. It's literally a huge building tall, and that the arms move around and everything, and the legs move about. The mask comes up, and like smoke comes out of it. It's the coolest thing ever. And they've got that at their Gundam production factory. The Gunpla production factory, and the complex where the buildings are, is so cool.
Nice.
At this point, have you ever seen the first commercial pilotable robot from Japan? They had, and this is 2014 or something like that, a commercial robot that you can actually pilot. With water guns and Nerf guns and everything. It was amazing to see. Obviously, it's not non-lethal, but it was a robot that you could purchase for $1.5 million or something like that, and you could pilot around. So that existed.
Something for everyone, right?
Yeah.
Well, think about this. At one point, we're gonna have Robotech versus Gundam in real life. So,
I will rather like to see a real life King Kong versus Godzilla, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Advantage Gundam because they have beam sabers.
Yeah, I think Gundam would win over Robotech any day.
I love Valkyries.
Yeah.
Valkyries like one of my favorite transformable mechas of that age. Is the original Valkyrie from Macross. It's wonderfully constructed. The toys are just awesome. You know what I mean? The transformable ones.
We say all of this, but let's be honest, it's 2021. We are getting Evangelion.
Oh, dude.
I got
Love
introduced you
Evangelion.
guys to a lot of animes.
Oh yeah, I would probably already know a ton of them because I
Yep.
hang out with Lethal and everybody else.
Oh, Little knows his anime.
Yeah, Lethal does know his anime. He tells
Yeah.
me a lot. So I will say the Snacks and Comics knows his anime too. So if you ever see him in any of the chats, boy knows his anime. Yeah. So.
Okay. If you haven't seen Evangelion, the gist is that the robots, the giant robots, are actually organic things made out of pieces of an angel that tried to destroy humanity and a bunch of
Spoilers!
armor because they are stupid.
I'm kidding. It's 20 years old.
Was that spoilery?
I'm kidding.
Oh,
Not so much.
It really wasn't that spoilerly. It was just that's what they have. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
So-
the robots that they have. They are not actually
that's
robots.
basically on the box and everything if you go and look at it. So
yeah.
so.
So, Loke, you looking forward to the very last episode of Invincible tonight, man?
I am. I hope it's good. It better be good, or there gonna be some pissed off people.
Nick announced earlier that they're going to be the Great Lord Thoth said they're going to be renewing for another 2 seasons.
They better.
Gentlemen.
What's up, brother?
Hello, man.
Yeah,
Great
they're
to see you all.
Good to see you, man. They're
Awesome.
talking about reviving it. I mean, renewing it, which I was, quite frankly, doubtful that they would. So I'm glad they are. But
Oh, so it's gonna turn into Game of Thrones, basically.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna go through all the content, and they're gonna get to a point where
Well,
the books they've
there's
caught up to the
100
books and just
There's 140 something issues, and they're not even following the comic anyway.
No, I heard a lot of people were pissed off about that. They were not.
I'm
happy
not
about that.
actually. I don't mind that he's doing this. I mean, it's something different. Now you have 2 different variations, and I'm sure a lot of writers at times, dude, with the sniffing. Sometimes they want to, when they get a chance to bring their story to another medium or adapt it, when it's not when it's the same writer. In other words, people adapt other writers' work all the times. But sometimes I've seen Kirkman, like I read the Walking Dead comic. I never watched the show much. People who watch the show that like it or who like both will tell you that he decided, why make something that's the same thing that you could read in the comic? You can know everything that's going to happen on the show. He decided to change things up a little bit for the show. As the original writer of the work, I could kind of understand that in a sense. He's like, why do an exact adaptation when I could, you could go read it and see everything that's going to happen. What he feels,
because people want to see it in live action because they love it.
Yeah, but that's the way he decided to do it. And he changed some stuff. Writers like to change their own stuff a lot.
Yeah, that's
unfortunately,
annoying.
I don't like
thing.
it when somebody changes someone else's stuff. I don't like it. But if a writer messes with their own stuff, I still might not like what they do with it, but at least it's his own stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I'm you know me, I'm kind of a purist. If I think a comic, yeah, well, sort of.
I am.
Yeah.
Maybe
okay. Infinity Gauntlet. I wanted them to do Adam Warlock and everything else. I wanted a proper Infinity Gauntlet, but they didn't do it.
They set that up though.
What Kevin
that was all about Brie Larson in there.
What Kevin Feige did to look. I love the Russo brothers. What they did with the Winter Soldier, Civil War movie had some problems, but it was still entertaining. Infinity War is great, but with Infinity War, they set up an absolute ruination of the MCU with the terrible end game. They did not know what they were doing. They didn't think any of this crap through. This half the universe snap crap that they put in there doesn't work. They should have never done that. They should have stuck with the comic.
Yeah.
So what did I miss?
Well, and here's the bad thing. Yeah, they had the Bible there.
I'm sure Stone Loki appreciates that. He used to watch over them.
Well, you're a superhero as well, so this is a day honoring you and other superheroes, Lord.
No, I'm just a regular guy who
You're a
does a
superhero to
job.
me, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't ruin my superheroes.
I don't mean to interrupt, Jed. I'm sorry, but I just finished a 3-issue series of a comic book that I actually really appreciated. If anybody wants to hear about it,
If it's a modern comic, I really don't want to hear about it because of your superhero. Well, then Superhero Day will let you. I'm just kidding.
it triggered me a few minutes ago when Eric O'Sullivan mentioned that he was his ex-wife was a frost giant. It's an old tale called The Frost Giant's Daughter, and Blaze Comics did an adaptation just recently called The Sumerian Frost Giant's Daughter. We know that the original, of course, was written by the great Robert E. Howard.
Yes.
It's an adult comic, so there is nudity, but I always want to say, hashtag save gingers. The Frost Giant's daughter was a ginger in the comic book and very well drawn. The story was, it's obviously the story could have been bigger, but it was great. They didn't come right out and say it was Conan. They said that's the Sumerian. It was just great comic. I sat down and I see usually what I do for limited series. I get them all and then I read them all. So it was great to just sit down and just relax and read a good comic book for a change. Now, of course, I have read Robert E. Howard's version, much better, obviously. But for a comic in today's world, it was very adult. There wasn't any woke garbage in it. There wasn't any SJW storylines or platforms to push aside. It was very much a testosterone-driven comic book that was very much so a big part of the male gaze. So if anybody wants to read it, please pick it up. I'm sure you can get it pretty cheap right now. There's like 15 covers every issue, so take your pick. And that's my recommendations for the week.
Well, I would say the world needs more Conan and Red Sonja comics and everything else.
Here.
Yeah.
Always.
And
Always.
You gotta hear what Andre has to say about this because, they have actually interviewed the guy that is running Conan right now on Marvel, and part of the contract is that he can and he gotta do Conan the right way, or he can just yeah. So right now
they can't screw up Conan.
Exactly.
Marvel. They're not allowed
It
to.
is protected. If they try to screw it, he can just leave with the whole property.
I just saw the picture of Namor, and I shouldn't have seen that. Oh my!
Namor's codpiece.
Oh my God! That makes Ian Anderson from Jethro Tull look bad.
As I said before, this is not the first time that we have a sexy Namor. This is not the first time that we have Namor with a cock jewel. But this is the first time that Namor looks gay.
Did they cast Namor?
No. He's talking about some comic.
That
new
comic,
artwork.
That's
Gary
absolutely
posted it.
awful, atrocious. The bestest. He's the bestest Atlantean. He makes Aquaman look like a kindergarten kid. Namor is one of the greatest villains / superheroes / dark heroes there is in the Marvel universe. I rank him up there close to Doom. If he's written right and written like Silver Age, Bronze Age level, he is an amazing character.
And Nightcrawler doesn't look much better either. So
they all look horrible. I can't. That's just the International Superhero Day. We're not going to defile superheroes by showing that here, but you can find it out there if you want to go look at that filth.
Well, Mike, I never got to see what my favorite superheroes was because we got onto something else.
Well, I'm sorry, man. I guess it's too late now. I was going to get, since you're the co-host, dude, your responsibility is to go second to last after me.
I know.
Before me, So, we'll do that, though. I was going to get Ash and Retro. And I'm special. Okay. And when we got Thought there, he and Pablo are new guests and Loki.
Why don't you ever tease people this much on Tuesday nights because I see you teasing everybody on here, but you never tease anybody on Tuesday night.
He's done this to me for years and years and years. Yeah.
I only do it here. I don't do it on anyone else's channel.
Yeah.
It would be rude.
Uh-huh.
He does it on my channel, though.
That is not true, dude. I'm nice to you over there a little bit, anyway. It's Ashu's mean to you. I don't know what you're talking about me. I mean, yeah. Well, Loki, while we got you here, since this is International Superhero Day, for just a little bit here, if you would tell us about who your favorite is and what superheroes mean to you.
Oh, you know who my favorite is. My favorite is and always will be Superman. Growing up as a kid, I was that kid that was running around half naked with a cape saying Superman.
I've done that too.
2, 3 years old. Superman with truth, justice. And I told Clobberin this as much as he doesn't like that Death of Superman run. Yeah. I had moved on. Superman was just a Boy Scout, man. Superman wasn't nobody. I was reading, X-Men and Wolverine and all this other shit. And then suddenly Superman was dead. And I was like, holy shit. I did not appreciate my favorite superhero very much, did I? I am horrible. And I started reading Superman books again. And I got back into comic books. And that kind of it brought me back to reading comics because I had moved on to books and other stuff, and I liked watching my X-Men cartoon, but Death of Superman brought me back, and it'll always be that truth, justice, the American way, and what they have done to our heroes is horrible, and we've got to keep them alive. That's
exactly right. That is exactly right, man. I love Superman. He is one. Pablo, a little bit about your favorite hero and what superheroes mean to you, sir. Because we've gotten them almost everyone before we started.
Mine is actually Tony Stark. He's Iron Man, and there's a reasoning for that. He is between gods. He is between super soldiers. He faces galactic threats and universal threats. He has faced against multiverse destroying beings. Yet he's just a normal guy, and you can say the same for Batman, but Batman has another characteristics, like he is maniacally depressed. But Tony Stark was an alcoholic, had a lot of issues in his life, and yet it's his mind that keeps taking him back to reality and to the fight, and even when he's wrong, he knows that he's wrong. He takes, if you read Civil War, he knew all along that he was screwing everything up, but he needed to bring everything to a closure. He needed that to end one way or another, and that's what actually fucks up everything. So he's not the best, but that mindset of finishing things and exploring things and facing whatever comes, like, I see a god, I'll do something that is equal to a god. Why? Because I don't know, I'm free now. So that mentality is something amazing to me. And for example, I love Iron Man 3, the movie Iron Man 3, because it's Tony Stark being an engineer. It's not Iron Man, I know that. It's Tony Stark being an engineer, but that mindset of doing things, even when you don't have the tools, you have a bunch of scraps. You take them and you make something special with that. That is the mindset that makes you come up in life. And the message of him taking back his life after alcoholism and after all the shit that he pulled, and being again a superhero, coming again to that mindset of I have to protect others, that is important to me. And that's a normal man. That's what I aspire to be, a normal man doing the right thing and changing life with whatever you can get.
Well, excellent. Love Tony Stark. Love Iron Man. Absolutely. Lord Thoth.
Oh well, I think you've most of you and the people in chat have heard what I've said before about my favorite superheroes, but um, I think as a young man, I really looked for inspiration to be able to push through the trials and tribulations of being a young man in a poor province in Canada, and really being one of those young men who was probably too smart for his own good. And so what I did was I pushed myself physically, and really why I did that was I read a lot of Superman. He was the greatest superhero of all time. I can't argue that. He's what you really strive to be, right? That man who's there to protect others, to be there to be an example for others. Truth, justice, and the American way, as Loki mentioned. And I think, but my favorite superhero was Green Lantern growing up, and mostly because he was just a regular guy who happened to have a tool, but to enforce the law, and whether that was interplanetary law, interstellar law, or even back on Earth to catch bad guys. And so I really kind of looked up to Hal Jordan as kind of my example. Yeah, he had an ego, and yeah, he had a strong will, but he was there as one of the first members of the Justice League to protect the human race and to protect those in his sector. It's a great science fiction story. It's a great story of a man who ended up he was in the Air Force as a test pilot. He's brave and strong and willing to sacrifice his own life for others, and that's really what I looked up to and strove to be when I joined the Air Force myself as a young man at 18 years old. And they paid for my education, and then going on to becoming a member of the RCMP later on when I left the Air Force. So it's really been a lesson that I've taken to heart throughout my whole life, was to be there for others, to be the person that they need. And that's what's happened every day of my life in my service. Is there's somebody who I look forward to helping, whether it's men, women, children, Americans, Canadians, and internationally as well. And that's it. I mean, that from the DC side, I've always been more of a DC fan than a Marvel fan, but my favorite Marvel superhero is from the current age, the modern age, the Bronze Age, was Logan, of course, is Wolverine, because he's a Canadian. And I kind of look up to him too, because look what happened to him through his life. He was tortured. He was treated differently just because he was a mutant. He was forced to become a member of the military, and I mean, his story has changed so many times that you really can't follow most of the modern version of him. But I think that he pushes through all of that pain and anguish and mental illness that he has. He's mentally ill, and so he pushes through that in order to protect others. And yeah, he's grumpy and he likes his beer and stuff like that, but don't we all? So yeah. It's from the old Silver Age Marvel universe. I was always a Fantastic Four fan. I always thought that Ben Grimm was one of the best characters that was written and drawn for back in those days. He's not a dumb jock either. I mean, he's a pilot. He's a smart guy, but people underestimate him. And even though he's this big orange rock, he was always one of the greatest heroes of that age too. So. Him and Doctor Strange are my two favorite classic Marvel characters.
Well, excellent. Welcome to the wonderful Purple Valkyrie. Purple, how you doing? Thanks for popping in.
Hey, Purple.
Greetings, Purple.
Hey, Purple.
Hey, Purple.
Sorry I couldn't join sooner.
That's all right. Glad you're here. No, I'm glad you're here. On the subject of International Superhero Day, do you have any favorite superhero, and what have superheroes been to you? You can't say Doom. He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. not to him. It's not. So it would be Batman for me. He's the one that I grew up reading. He's the one that's he had his own kind of moral code, but he had rules that he would never break. I always like the stories that show his compassionate side as well, which we don't get very often anymore.
No.
But I think I liked Batman because he was just a man. He was at the peak physical fitness, but he wasn't a superhero in the same brain that Wonder Woman was or Superman was, but he could still hold his own, and he was always prepared for anything.
Yep. Like you say, not superpowered, but look, he can hang with the Trinity. He's in the Trinity there. Yeah.
For Marvel, I always like Silver Surfer.
Oh, nice.
Thought he was a really interesting character and a little bit more philosophical than some of the other Marvel characters.
Yes.
Excellent choice. I love the Silver Surfer.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I love the Surfer. He's great, one of the best. Let's see here. What is now? I think we got everybody who's. Let's go with retro. Retro. What do you think of superheroes? Because I know you're not much of a comics guy, but you know enough. Everyone knows a little bit about superheroes that is geeking out with us. So, do you have a favorite superhero?
I'm guessing I'm going to do a sidestep because I love Batman, but I would say someone akin would be the Doctor, the real Doctor from 1963 to 2017. He's my superhero. I don't know if that would sort of go for some people because
the Doctor is a superhero. I gotta say it. He is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's true.
In a sense, I guess he has extraordinary powers because he's from this extraordinarily advanced civilization. He has a TARDIS that doesn't get much more superpowered than a TARDIS being able to go anywhere in space and time. So
yeah, I mean that's what I love about him. I mean it's down to his vast intelligence, the fact he can literally pull a rabbit out of a hat when his back is against the wall by purely use, and he can outthink his enemies all the time. You think the enemy is going to get him, and at the last minute he pulls something out of the hat. And I would love to aspire to be something like the Doctor. He's just an incredible character, you know. Born over 1,000 years ago to a Pridonian family that lived on South Gallifrey. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love him. The real one.
Dude, I know you say it until 2017, but just remember, one day I shall come back. Yes, I shall come back. Until then, there must be no regrets, no tears, no anxieties. Just go forward with all your beliefs and prove to me I'm not mistaken in mine. So the Doctor will come back in one way or another, and if it doesn't, we have the old series. We have 60 years now? 52, 53 years of good entertainment.
I thought it was like
Well, we're gonna do a Doctor Who show soon.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about,
and we're gonna do a Doctor Who show on ours too. So we're gonna have one in his here, and then we're gonna have one over there on our channel too. So.
But ours is going to the fifth Doctor, right?
Ours is going to be a little bit different. Yeah, ours is going to be a little bit different on our channel. So, but it's going to be appreciative toward the fans and the characters. So,
Ash, you back, bro?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, you have a favorite superhero, and what superheroes mean to you?
God, there's just too many to choose from, to be honest. And I'd say in the traditional superhero sense of like capes and heroes and villains and that type of thing, I'd probably one of my go-tos would be Batman, because Batman is just absolutely awesome. Like, he's got cool tech, he's got the money, he's got the knowledge, the know-how. He gets to go up against cool-ass villains and things like that. But the way I look at it, the term superhero can mean a lot of things. It can it can mean like someone who's gone through a hero's journey, someone who's gone through trials and tribulations, or stands for something. So that can be anything across any genre or medium. I mean, how even Obi-Wan Kenobi can be seen as a superhero because of what he stands for. Yes, the Jedi Order is so at some parts questionable, the Jedi philosophy, but like the Jedi are global peacekeepers, so they're seen as heroes. I mean, in video games, let's take Assassin's Creed for example. Yes, there's nefarious deeds going on, but Ezio from the early Assassin's Creed days could be seen as a hero.
Ezio
Because
Vittorio di Firenze.
Because he's going up against the secret evil organization. I mean, and also another powerful thing in video games is you as the person are the superhero, because you're acting out the hero's journey. Yes, there's a lot of predetermined stories to go through, but you're the person that's playing out those journeys. You're sharing in the experience of the hero's journey, so that makes you as the player as much as the hero as the character. And you also build attachments with characters, and things like that. I mean, even books. There's superheroes in many different books across. I mean, Harry Potter is a superhero, and things like that. So there's, like I said, there's too many to choose from, because there's so many different aspects of what a hero means, and what a hero means to everyone. But that's sort of my outside the box take on it.
No, I got you. I mean, really, superheroes does kind of refer to costume superheroes in comics or pulpus type things and stuff like that. But you could do whatever you want with the definition. I mean, I'm just saying originally that's basically what it was. The costume superhero. And there was plenty of other forms of heroes for sure. But I guess, like when you mention a Jedi or something, they do have superpowers. So, you know, I mean,
and they were in Marvel in the 70s.
And again, but most important part of it, they have superpowers. So that's right. Yep. So,
and Indiana Jones can be considered because he had his own run into Marvel too.
He's a hero, but no. Anyway, dude.
So,
go ahead, Jed.
Well, the Doctor doesn't have powers, but he's a superhero.
He's a TARDIS. No, look. No, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm here.
Sonic screwdriver.
Regeneration.
Well, you can see the TARDIS isn't really
extra
a
strong. Remember that if you
can
are
regenerate
in an iconic look too.
Okay, there's two reasons. First of all, if you are a Gallifreyan, you are normally extra strong. You have a binary
cardiovascular.
Yeah, he's got 2 hearts.
But also, when you can become a Time Lord, when you have the process of becoming a Time Lord, getting the regenerations and facing the void of time and space as a whole, you actually get a lot of strength. And if you have seen, the Master is the only one that has, well, maybe Ramona, but that's in discussion. But the Master have shown feats of massive strength, of superhuman levels of strength, and he does it like nothing.
Not in the classic show, but I mean, okay, but Oh, he did in that stupid was End of Time episode. Yeah, it was all. Of course, he used up his normal Gallifreyan regenerations long before that.
Yeah,
he stole the power of the Keeper of Traken to renew his life.
Well, he has been alive over any. I guess he is just the power of Omega at the level of regenerations, because when you regenerate, you lose a part of your mind, you lose a part of your sanity, and maybe if you lose a lot, you may start doing shit that you are not supposed to do, like the Master.
Normal Time Lords aren't. Like I said, he used up his regenerations and had to steal the power of the Keeper of Traken to extend his life. And so, but then, so the Master really physically wasn't necessarily a Time Lord after Anthony Ainley on up. So, but
the Master looked like Hamburger. He looked like Hamburger at one time.
Yeah, Peter Pratt episode of Deadly Assassin. So, Jed, you're a superhero.
Well, Superman. That you see, I have Superman all over my channel, all over it. So, but then there's Ben from Fantastic Four. There's Luke Cage. There's Booster Gold. There's Blue Beetle, the blue and the gold. There's Wolverine. There's there's Storm. There's like just so many people and then I could go on about that, but you know, but Superman, you know, and you know, even though they say Howard isn't one, I love Howard to death too. So, and
Howard
but
did that.
yeah, I know, and I just like, and in the Trinity, and there's Wonder Woman, you know, and I love the Trinity, you know, and and I can't forget the JSA, like the original superheroes, the Golden Age superheroes. We wouldn't have superheroes without Superman and the JSA, you know, especially in the Shadow. Shadow and Zorro are two of my favorites too.
The Phantom.
You know, Phantom.
Phantom, in a sense, is probably he predates Superman, even though he's an Australian newspaper strip. But
it's just I have so many. Like I used to listen to when I was a kid. I used to listen to all of the old radio serials because my grandfather had these reel-to-reel tapes of my dad used to. I don't know how he got them. He had reel-to-reel tapes, and I don't know if you know what these are, Ash. They were, and
I always pick it on Ash.
I don't know if he knows what a reel-to-reel tape is.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so and that's how my dad recorded a ton of stuff when he was in college too. He had this bulky thing, and he would just sit it down right next to him and record his college classes. So, but you know, I listened to him, but then as the things got more advanced, we had them on cassette, and then we had them on like CD, and then they would replay them on the radio. Like, so I would listen to Superman and Shadow and all that. Shadow's one of my favorites.
Oh, Shadow's amazing.
Yeah, Shadow. And the Phantom, like
The Shadow knows.
I know that dude. I used to go around
knows.
with a scarf. I was like, only the Shadow knows, and then I would go, "'Cause I'm Superman." So, but yeah, like, and I think Raquel, and I wish Raquel was here, because yesterday I gotta say this, because I said I've kind of like I will say this.
Raquel is here.
Oh, she is
Right there.
where? Oh wait,
Dream girl.
oh.
Good.
Wait,
Good.
but yeah, there she is.
She's cosplaying that, so
Yeah, so but yeah, you learned, and I would have to say this, and Mikey might have some words on me. I would say, like there's a thing in my video where you learn compassion, you learn humanity, you learn friendship, you learn it. I would say some of my superheroes is Kirk and the crew of the, you know, the Enterprise, because even though they were normal, they had intense knowledge and everything else, you know. So you don't have to have a power. You can have a brilliant mind and everything else, and that's your superpower. Or bravery, like Green Lantern. That's like, you know, that, you know, the power of will. That's, you know, Hal's power. And I gotta say this, and I love Hal. I love Green Lanterns too, because that's the Green Lantern is the power isn't the ring, it's their power of will and their mind. That's their real superpower too. So,
Clobby, why didn't you ever tell me that?
I forgot.
Actually, that's true. The ring only.
I forgot.
Okay,
Man.
it gets the energy from the lantern, you know, but it's only a way to make your will transform into something. So it wasted. It uses energy in making your thoughts become real. That's the use of the ring. So the stronger you will, the stronger whatever you can conjure with the ring will be.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why I love Hal and Guy. And John. Kyle can go piss off, but
Hell with Kyle Rayner.
No, but yeah, I love Green Lanterns too. Like there's so many.
Yeah.
But I would have to say my main superhero is Clark, because you know he was living that double life, and he learned humanity and compassion and empathy and everything else. And if he doesn't get to one disaster, he feels bad because he had the power to do it, and he couldn't be at two places at the same time.
Yes.
Except for when he was red blue, but we're not going to go on to that one.
Let's
Yeah,
forget
we're not
that
going to go
happened.
on to that one. But
we
but-
do not discuss that even existed.
Yeah, I
That
know.
never existed.
But but I'm gonna go with what Loki said. I was going through a tough time at when the Death and Return of Superman came out, and that dude, seeing Clark just going in there, and he was fighting for Metropolis, and he was fighting for Lois, and fighting for all his friends to keep Doomsday out of Metropolis, and he fought at that very last second when they were going. He goes, I got one shot left, and they both took that last shot. They're like, and then you just saw the shock waves blow out the buildings, and they both ran down, and Lois runs to him, and he's like, are you okay? And then everybody saw the flag, but then he dies and everything else, and it's just like silence across everything else. And then, but then you're like, no, he can't be, like, no. And so then the return comes, you see 4 like so-called people to the throne, even though we all knew they weren't, and then later on, and I agree with Mike on this one, they shouldn't have made Hal lose his mind. That was the most stupidest
What they did
thing
to Hal
they did.
was chase me.
Yeah,
away
what they
from
did to
him
Hal
for a
was
long time.
stupid. But I loved
worse than
at
that.
the end where, and I said this at the start. I said this at the start of the Reign of Superman. I was like, watch, Clark's probably chilling up in like a thing up in a fortress or something, gaining solar power, and he'll come back. And boy, did he come back. He's like, he comes out, he's like got the mullet. He's like, what's up? Let's go bust some ass. And he's in his black and white outfit, just
And
going
the
in, and he's like, let's go, boys.
The
Like,
kryptonian guns and everything. Yeah.
Well, you guys know that wasn't the first thing called Death of Superman, right? You
Yeah,
didn't know that.
dude, I know.
No, called Death of Superman. It was called.
Yeah.
It was an episode of the Superpowers Galactic Guardians team. They did. Anyone ever see that called Death of Superman?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Loved
have.
it. It was a one story, of course. He comes back, and they launched him into the sun. He came back, So
Yeah, and then I gotta say during that time, I have another. It's just I have another favorite one on there. That's my favorite, and you can see it on my video. And it was a radio series for in the old Superman radio show that I forgot it was I'm looking for it right now. Just a second. I escaped my mind, but it was the old Superman, or they had it in the 50s. Just a second. I have it saved on here on purpose. Oh yeah, Panic in the Sky. They did a Panic in the Sky.
That was the TV show.
Yeah, they had it in the TV show, but then they updated it to
yeah, they did it. Yeah, you're right. They did a laser in the 80s
and it was the early 90s. Yeah, Panic in the Sky, and they had Batman, they had Booster, they had Beetle, they had Matrix. She wasn't Supergirl, Matrix, and they had like all the people come back, and Brainiac was the big badass, and then he was just like, and you see some of the covers on my, when I do the video, some of my favorite covers on there, and they actually do a cover of A Crisis on Infinite Earths when Clark's holding Supergirl, and then somebody else dies, and it just it had like, and like I said, we don't have that, we don't have the heart, we don't have the passion or any of that in modern day, but I'm so glad and thankful that we have the stuff from the past, So
you make me think about something. There's this scene on Kill Bill 2 where Bill says to
the terrible speech that he totally gets Clark Kent wrong, Superman wrong. Yeah,
but he actually gets.
Tarantino's in it again.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gets a small point there that is actually pretty true. Superman is always Superman, and
Yeah.
that's something
Yes.
that you cannot take
Nah,
away.
not
Superman, when
necessarily. He was raised as Clark.
Yeah, but he's also Clark and Kal-El.
He was
too.
raised
yeah,
as a
but
Clark.
while he is Clark, he has to actually take care of not being Superman. He has to hide the power.
But even Diana and Bruce call him Clark when he's in a Superman
Yes,
outfit.
exactly.
Okay, so he is Clark.
He's Clark.
You know, yeah,
Yeah,
he
Clark-
is Clark.
Name given to him,
But
but
he's Superman to the rest of the world.
He's
but
both.
to his but to
But
his
he's Clark.
closest friends, he's Clark.
And I
You
love
know.
Lois. She's always like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Smallville, how do you spell?"
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he
I
was
love it.
raised by the Kents.
Clark is him being gentle to the rest of humanity. You know, if he wanted, he could be Superman. He could be Kal-El all the time. He
Yeah.
could go
Right,
to
if
his
he wanted to,
fortress.
yeah.
No, he actually tries to be Clark Kent. He has to
Yeah.
be to maintain that piece of sanity, to connection to humanity as a whole, because he is separated from that.
Well,
Is-
Jonathan and Martha helped him do that,
Exactly.
to have that humanity, to have that passion, that heart, that
They
humility, everything.
They
You know?
taught him the value of any life, not only of his
Yeah.
life, but of any life. And seeing humans as equals was the catalyst of him becoming a superhero.
Well,
He's seen-
Go ahead.
No, is the values that he was teach from the
Yes.
get go, from his
Yeah.
childhood.
Well,
that
With human parents.
exactly.
Yeah. So when he went to the alternate world and he found Matrix again, and he killed, he sent Zod and all the duplicates to death. That he took he had the the hood there, and he goes in that huge cover and it says, "I sentence you to death." That was one of the only times, and when he killed them, he made a vow to never do that again. And then that even got brought up when he did one of the best
That happened in
speeches.
Burn Crap, so screw it.
Yeah, I know, but he even when when he gave that one of the best speeches ever against that syndicate to try to get him to kill people, the syndicate, in there, like, he goes, "I will not give up. I will always have hope. I will, you're not going to get me to do that." And that's like totally Superman right there. That's one of my favorite just speeches right there.
Isn't it interesting that the best stories about Superman are the ones where another person tries to use Superman for something,
Yeah.
and he actually has to face the consequences and face the opponent, trying to maintain his identity as a superhero.
And he faces it head on because his parents raised him the right way. They gave him the hope, the humanity, the love, the humility to take on the world, because he can hear everything around the world. And even when he was little, in some of the Superboy comics and other things, he was like, "I can hear everything. It's driving me nuts." And but Jonathan and Martha were there to, like, "Son, you're gonna have to learn to do this." Okay.
Well, look, if you want to read what it would realistically, really, truly be like to be Superman applied to actual, not in a dark or deconstructionist way, but what it would really be, you should read Astro City. This is America's first issue. Astro City is truly an application of that, which shows that Superman really wouldn't have any time to himself if he wanted to, if he had the kind of conscious. If it was on his conscience all the time that while he goes out for a coffee with Lois, people are dying somewhere.
Yep.
That's dealt with brilliantly in Astro City. But it's my favorite all-time superheroes. I mean, there's so many, so you all know. I mean, spoiler alert, you know who he is.
Yeah.
Because the Ben Grimm walks that precipice. He got turned into a monster. And how many times in especially in pulpish or comic book fiction does a character turn into a quote-unquote monster? Then you usually act like one. In those early issues of FF, he was really way lumpier than this. He walked that precipice, the edge of that abyss, and he was angry. He was pissed. He almost killed Reed, and he was he was not happy about it. And but he became one of the greatest, most respected heroes in the Marvel universe. And I've always related to him because he is such a misfit and all that kind of stuff. And I relate to him on so many levels. But I love superheroes, bottom line. And I think the bottom line, everyone here, the takeaway is that we all love superheroes. Easily my top 5. Actually, it's top. Superman and Superboy, they count as the same. That's I love these heroes so much. They mean so much to me. Superheroes I'm probably way too obsessed with them, more than I should be for someone my age.
Hey, Mike,
will be.
Can I say one more thing?
Dude?
Oh, got one
Christ.
last thing.
I'm just kidding.
One last thing. I found that he when he was going up against the Elite and what's so funny about Truth, Justice, the American Way? He said this at the end. He go, "Dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us. And on my soul, I swear, until my dream of a world where dignity, honor, and justice becomes a reality we all share, I'll never stop fighting ever."
I agree with the statement on the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, Ash, we got a news breaking. Breaking news, everyone. This is Walter Cronkite.
Shocking.
This just in. Metal Stool sucks. Repeat.
But the speech I gave wasn't
you,
from
Ash.
the movie, so.
I know. Ash just put the Lavatar there, Mr.
Oh,
Joker.
he did? He put it up there?
That's what he gets, and he does that, so I'll do that. He knows it.
But do you agree? Do you agree with that, Mike? What was said?
Just kidding. Yes, I did. Absolutely.
So
I will say that Ben Grimm is one of the most underrated superheroes there are in existence. Because I think that a lot of times people overlook him because he's that big yellow orange guy. I think that the way he's been written and drawn over the years and his journey to become that great hero, he's really that's not what he wanted to be. He didn't want to be that person, and yet you play the cards you're dealt with, and that's what he did. And absolutely, there's been some great storylines where he's been depressed and he's been suffering post-traumatic stress, and he's been going through that journey, that trials and tribulations of being a member of the FF. But he's always come out on the other side, and he's always kind of stayed in that same level of great hero. He's willing to sacrifice himself for others. He's one to put himself in the line of fire for his family and his friends, and even some of the recent stories, like, well, I won't say recent as in I don't mean the last 5 years of FF stuff. But there's been some really good ones too. With he's taken a bunch of these other mutants or other beings who have abilities, and he's kind of taken them under his wing and been kind of a mentor to them. And that's really big too, because they all look up to him because they're all different. And guess what? Ben Grimm isn't the blonde, knockout, beautiful person who can turn invisible. He's not the super genius. He's not the charming, charismatic guy who has the flame powers. He's the Rock. He is the guy who's the most visibly a monster, and he's taken all those people under his wing as a mentor, and that's really what makes him such a great superhero. So I love that you love him.
Well said.
I would have to say he's the Rock with the heart of gold.
Yeah, exactly. He has the power to face the Hulk, yet he has the heart of a man. He is not. If you see the Hulk, he's a creature. He's only a creature. He is not really human. If you see Ben Grimm, he is human first and foremost. He is powerful, and his body structure allows him to do a lot of shit that nobody else in the planet can.
Yeah.
But he is still trying to treat everyone as a human, with decency, with care, the way he handles everything. Because in his daily life, is not only that he is extra strong, his body composition makes that everything he takes can be broken easily, and he takes care of that.
Well, that's that's one, you guys have said some great reasons why that's also my favorite character too. And I think the Marvel 2-in-1 annual with the Thing #7.
Oh my goodness!
That that's one of my favorite all-time comics, and I got that off the newsstand and read it. It just blew me away. And Ben was already my favorite character, but I think everyone will post the link to that if you could find anyone can find that comic and read it. It's just well worth the read. It's it just and what's important about the thing is it's his heart, and despite how he looks, he looks like everyone said, he's a monster. He's an ugly rocky creature. He's someone you can count on, and like Clobby said in the beginning, he's kind of angry, but then gradually his character evolves. There's good writing, and he becomes the hero that everyone loves, and it's I'd recommend everyone trying to find that comic or reading it digitally if you get it.
And there's nothing funnier than Johnny and Ben fighting. One of the best things in comics is their relationship.
Oh yeah, Johnny and Ben's relationship. Sure,
just the fight. It's awesome.
But they love each other though.
They die for
They fight, but they love each other, kind of like me and Mike do.
Actually, they even though they're not biologically brothers, they act like brothers.
Yeah.
So that's what makes them Marvel's first family.
Oh yeah.
And that was one of the good parts about the FF movies was that with those two that interaction between the two actors, Chickless and they were so that really captured that the Ben and Johnny and the pranks and everything that happened in conflict.
Yeah, it was crappy as that movie is. That was actually
the movie's crappy, but it's enjoyable. It's a movie that I could actually see myself watching just to relax.
I watched it just the other day, and I couldn't believe I got through it again.
Really, the first one?
Yeah, the first one. I won't watch Silver Surfer.
Oh, the second one is terrible.
The second one is what's better than Fantastic Four stick.
Well, anything,
I just can't believe I just can't believe we finally got to see the Silver Surfer on screen. That's why I love to hate that movie because they just so fumbled the ball. Both of those movies, both those Fantastic Four movies, because the first one, there are some great scenes in there, and let's not forget Captain America played the Human Torch, and there's some awesome scenes in there. There are some, but it's exactly what I say about Woke Soldier and Black Falcon. The exact same thing is whereby you've got 5 or 10 minutes per episode in a 55-minute episode that have some great stuff in it, and then the other 50 minutes of it is just awful.
It's so
and that's the
fun.
problem. It's you got if you're gonna throw that touchdown pass, you got to have a completion. You can't just make a few little short passes, get 10 yards, and then hey, I won the game. No, that's not how it works. You got to go the full 100 yards, man. You got to go from to the end zone, and that's the problem. They're not following through on a lot of these shows and a lot of these movies right now. And the Fantastic Four, how can you fail at that? It's the greatest comic magazine of all time. How can you fail at that?
I gotta say, my favorite issue of Fantastic Four, Michael get me on this one because I don't remember the number, but my favorite issue, and this issue is mostly about Ben, is This Man, This Monster. It is my favorite.
Number 51.
Yeah, number 51. This Man, This Monster. I have that. I have like two copies of it.
That story is actually more about Reed than Ben.
I know, but Ben was a huge part of it though. So
it's a great comic.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite issues.
Plus the cover is so iconic too, I think. And
then,
so my issue doesn't have too much of a cover left though, unfortunately.
I was lucky enough to grab 2 copies of it at one point. So.
I got mine signed by Kirby himself in person.
Yeah, I was never able to get that signed, and I was so frustrated because I was like,
it's just I love it. And, thing is, this is a Reed Richards story, really, in a sense.
Well, but Ben is a huge part of it, though.
Hey, Clobby, did you see what Chris Persia said about the thing in the chat there?
I did. I put it up there.
Yeah. Oh, I missed it. Yeah, that's great. I agree with Chris.
No spoilers for the comic, though.
No,
so I just
no spoiler for a 40-year-old comic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying some people haven't read it.
There's a twist.
There's a twist.
Oh yeah, there is though. Yeah.
But Ben is a huge part of it. But it's mostly Reed. But Ben is a huge part of it.
He's barely in it.
We need to do a Fantastic Four show.
Look, this is the 60th anniversary. We're going to celebrate it on the Global Geek Gang and on Clobberin Times better than Marvel Comics will this year. I guarantee you, because they're going to do crap for it.
And we will do a Fantastic Four show on our show too. So you'll have it on the Global Geek Gang, you'll have it on Mike's channel, and you'll have it on our channel. So you have 3 times we'll have 3 times the better Fantastic Four than what that movie or anything that Marvel is going to do this year.
Well, I have a Fantastic Four costume, Jed. You want to put that on for the show, or does it fit me anymore?
You can do it.
I've got a pair of blue swim trunks. That'll work.
Yeah, but I bought the costume, and then I have the thing arms like they had the Hulk.
You're gonna
Hulk
have
arms,
to wear that
Hulk
for the
hands.
show, then.
And then I have thing feet too, like the same thing as the Hulk feet.
Yeah. You talk about that movie again. Purple and I talked about villains, which we both love. Doctor Doom. Doom is so bad in those 2 movies.
Yeah.
That casting, Purple. What is that? I mean, the casting of that guy. I don't know nothing against the actor personally, but if that guy's Doom.
Yeah.
Yes, he never had the gravitas to pull off the character, unfortunately.
And Julian McMahon? Yeah,
McMahon? Yeah.
Nip and tuck.
I like
and Charmed. He was on
good,
Charmed
but,
and Nip and tuck.
Yeah, he didn't. He just couldn't pull it off, unfortunately.
But
we're yet to get a decent Doctor Doom.
Well, yeah, and we'll get an even worse Doom than in the new movie. So,
well, just a sec, Jed. There, go ahead, Purple. Like, I think it was a good casting, but what were you saying? I missed it there.
Oh, just that I like the mask that they gave him. I thought that was a decent representation of Doom's mask. But that was about it. That was probably the only part of him that I liked.
Wait a minute, you didn't like Doom in Fantastic where he looked like he was wearing a garbage bag and aluminum foil all over his face?
You mean the metallic
crash test on me.
That's a good analogy.
It was just that. It was metallic herpes.
You know, it was also stupid in both of those movies, those Sony movies. I don't want Doom hanging out with the Fantastic Four getting superpowers. That was so... Him being with him on the satellite at the beginning.
His origin is completely different, Clobby. You're right.
Yeah.
They
But
only
my question,
mentioned Latveria like at the end on a little shipping container or something. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And they always skip the mystical part of Doctor Doom is completely necessary if you want to have the real Doctor Doom, to have everything with his mother on hell, all the dealings with Mephisto, all the... he's fucked up in the head because he has been through a lot.
Well, he's been through hell and back, literally.
Exactly. So his vision is not about conquering Earth. It's actually about saving Earth. He wants to save it. But he believes that he is the only one capable of actually taking that role, because all the other stupid people are going around in tights fighting monsters instead of doing what they need to do and be gods. That's the reasoning on Doctor Doom's mind. He doesn't believe that superheroes are wrong per se, but they are useless because there's a better way of doing things, and that's his way.
What were you saying, Purple?
No Doctor Doom that we've had so far has ever really brought in the his magic abilities. That would be kind of nice to see.
Yeah. Well, there's so much they can do.
He's extremely powerful. Not as powerful as Doctor Strange, obviously, but
yeah. Remember when he used it against Reed, and Reed totally got screwed up because he doesn't understand magic because he has too much of a scientific mind. At least for a while in that Wade run when Wade was sane and wrote a good FF run.
Actually came second to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has gone 1-to-1 with Doctor Strange. He has gone 1-to-1 with a lot of incredible beings like Mephisto. If you can hold
Beyonder
against Mephisto,
and he's gone up against the Beyonder too.
Yeah.
Well, even though this is International Superheroes Day, you can't have. And Purple and I talked about this when we did our show. You can't have superheroes without supervillains. So maybe there'll be Supervillains Day one day. And we need to do that again, Purple. We need to do more villain talk.
Yes, that would be cool.
Because
the villains more love.
There's so many of them.
Well, that's what makes the FF so good. I mean, you've got such an amazing villain in Doctor Doom. Look at Star Wars with the original Star Wars with Darth Vader. That's one reason it's so fantastic, because you have such a great enemy. And one other thing about the FF movie, which is such a shame, is Doug Jones was so good as the Surfer. He's such a fantastic actor, and his performance was totally wasted. And then when they came up, they did I don't know why they keep pulling the Ultimate FF. They pull the Ultimate stuff out of the comic with the Galactus cloud.
Yeah.
It's like you've got such an iconic, incredibly drawn, character in Galactus. You could have, made a two-part movie even or something, and just to dumb it down and have that stupid Ultimate cloud. And then I did have to say I thought Doug Jones was good in the movie, for the parts that he had, but there's no story for him to work with. So that was
instead of the fart cloud that he was?
No, I got you. Well, by the way, Retro has to run, everyone. Let's say our goodbyes to the Retro. We're about to wrap it up in a second anyway.
Take
care,
Retro.
See you, brother.
Take care, Retro.
Cheers.
Bye,
See
everyone.
you on the information superhighway.
Yeah.
Talk to you later tonight, brother. Okay.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Be good, man.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Good.
I'll take this opportunity to leave to thank you for having me here, man. I
Okay,
really
Pablo.
enjoy it.
Well, appreciate you being here, man, on your debut on the Global Geek Gang. It's great to have
see
you,
you, Pablo.
Yeah.
Hey, nice meeting you, the ones that I haven't met, and everybody else, dudes. Awesome being here with you, and see you soon.
Thank you, buddy.
Congratulations.
Take care.
Congratulations on 100
See you soon,
subscribers,
brother.
Pablo.
Oh yeah, I got to 100, so I'm doing the Gary Steer video.
Yeah, I was pimping your channel out too the last 2 days, so.
Thank you very much, bro.
You're
Pablo,
welcome,
who
brother.
got you to 100, brother? Who got you to 100?
Yeah, I know.
I was literally like telling people too. So.
Hey, everyone,
Congratulations, man.
I don't have a link on me, Pablo, but if we can find one, we'll get one out there. Well, please, everyone, if you have not, please go to Pablo's channel and support it.
Thank you very much. See you soon, guys.
Take
care, Pablo.
Take care, man.
Actually, before we get out of here, let's just say hello to our friend Raymond, who's popped in. Raymond Feliciano.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, how
Hey,
you
Ray.
doing?
Hey, Raymond.
What's up, buddy? You there, bro?
Yeah.
Hey, man. What's
Hey.
up? How's it going?
Not too bad.
Well, good to see you, bud. Good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Thanks for popping in. We were actually just about to wrap it all up, but if you had anything to say about superheroes real quick, because it is international superheroes.
Well, my favorites are Ben Grimm. It's just he's a crusty person, very intelligent. Heart of gold. He's got his back for his family, his friends, and like everybody said, he's taken the cards he dealt and did the best he could with them. But yeah, he's in my top. He's in my top 5. The Legion, of course. The Legion.
Yeah.
I could pick anybody in the Legion as one of my favorites. Daredevil would probably be up there too.
Love Daredevil.
He's got a disability and he's taken that to the next level, but he didn't necessarily need that disability because he was already training himself to be in top physical condition. So I'd say those are my favorite.
Yeah, well, I love him, and again, I love Daredevil. One of these days we're gonna do a show on just about every character. We got last week. For those who don't know, we love my favorite superhero group besides not called the Fantastic Four is the Legion of Superheroes. And last week's Legion of Superheroes roundtable was fantastic. I had so much fun. I said that earlier. I'm saying it again. And so this year when we do that, we're going to do the same thing for the FF, maybe more than once because it's the FF.
Yeah, it's going to be like
60th anniversary.
Definitely.
Cover every 50 issues.
Yeah,
We gotta
and
have
one
we
show.
gotta have 60 streams to cover all their 60.
Well,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna. There's gonna be a stream on Global Geek Gang, Mike's channel, and my channel, and our channel. So you're gonna at least have 3 or 4 streams.
Of course.
I don't remember sanctioning having you doing one on your channel.
Oh, shush.
No,
That's
but yes,
time.
yes,
And Green
always
Lantern.
be.
I love
Well,
getting
yeah.
some
We
Green.
had so much fun on the Green Lantern panel as well. And,
Yeah.
it was due to these round tables on a specific topic. Is so much fun. There's gonna be. We got a few of them planned. Everyone, we're gonna do a Doctor Who one. The Doctor Who we love, of course. We're gonna do. Eventually, if I get enough people who know Blake Seven, I want to do one on the great show Blake Seven, but no one loves it. People like me and Retro are the only people I know that have watched it. But you know,
I watched it when
and
I
Thoth,
was a
of course.
kid.
Well, I'm
I
sorry,
watched
Thoth,
it when I was a kid. I haven't watched it in like 20,
10-4.
30 years.
Well,
So,
Thoth knows it, so there you go. But it's a
Yeah.
great show.
I love that show.
God, it's
Yeah.
so good, man. Avon lives. So I'm going to go around the horn here. We're going to say our goodbyes tonight because, man, this Global Geek Gang, you are all the best. I'm so happy that we have such great guests like Loki and Purple to pop in with us because I know they're very busy. And I mean, just can't thank you enough. So I'm going to go to the lovely lady amongst us and get her to tell us about her channel. There are links in the description below and to say her final thoughts. Purple, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Oh, thank you guys. Always a pleasure, and thank you for the invite. Yeah, Purple Valkyrie had a little update with the channel. It's now Rise and Shine with Purple Valkyrie, and I'll be on the same time as I always am, 10 a.m. Central.
She's kicking ass and taking names.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you did a topic yesterday, Purple, and I wish, man, I loved the topic. I know you're on with your buddy NB Geeks about superhero, not non-mainstream comics that you were recommending. Because a couple weeks ago I did one recommending comics, and I love that idea, and I loved that stream. I wish I'd been able to watch it live. So everyone, go check that one out if you want to see some discussion of some comics that if you have not read or hadn't read in a while, some. And in this case, it was non-mainstream books, non-Marvel or DC stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be doing part 2 next month.
Yeah, with the exception of V for Vendetta, that was sort of DC, but it's not the same thing.
Well, it was sort of DC, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
The copy that I've got wasn't DC.
Yeah, DC
so-
finished it. But anyway,
I
we
didn't,
talked
I
about
didn't,
that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Did you have Judge Dredd on there?
Oh,
Yes.
we have to fire her if she.
I
didn't
was
put
watching
Fred
it
on there.
live, and she actually mentioned one of my suggestions in the chat, The Wicked and the Divine.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Nice.
thank you for that,
Nice.
Purple. I appreciate that,
Yeah.
you mentioning that.
Are you a Judge Dredd fan at all, Purple? Because I knew you were talking about that.
I am. Yeah.
Because I'm one day then Judge Dredd topic from a comic.
Judge
Mark Free
Dredd
comic.
is so bloody awesome.
Yeah, because that's not been done. That hasn't been. So one of my Mark C comics nights or whatever, you and if you want to come hang talk about Judge Dredd. So everyone, there's a link to Purple's channel and below. Please go subscribe to the wonderful channel. And thank you so much, Purple. And again, I look forward to hanging out with you again soon, talking villains and whatever else.
Absolutely. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Appreciate it.
You are the one, Purple. Thank you so much. We have, of course, a distinguished guest. This is one of my, like Purple, one of my coolest, greatest friends that I've made here. So when I moved to YouTube, and he's just been too good to me. I'm gonna try to embarrass him. He's the man. He made my intro and everything else. The great Stone Monkey brother. I appreciate you, buddy.
Hey, man, you know what, dude? I love talking to you. I love hanging out with you. Clobberin, you're one of the coolest people on YouTube. You not only know your stuff, but you've got this way of just talking about anything without coming off like a dick. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Unless you're talking Jet.
Well, I'm not going to Jed. Everyone treats Jed that way.
So, but dude, you're one of the coolest people, and it's an honor to have
thank
you
you,
as
buddy.
a friend, sir.
Right back at you, my brother. Thank you so much for that, and of course that great intro. I love it, man. Both of them actually.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Yep, great stuff. And dude, I appreciate you. And of course, there's a link to Loki's fantastic channel. If you haven't been to Valhalla, I don't know what you're doing with your life, everyone. Because he's on every morning.
Yeah, his morning streams are awesome.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Then we have the
Very good, yep.
and we have the comics roundtable on Tuesday nights, of course. Just so much fun. So much fun. I tell you what, I've made so many amazing, fantastic friends here, and here is one of them, the great Lord Thoth. We're talking superhero day. This man is a real life superhero to me, as is Loki and as is Purple. So go for it, man.
I just want to say that I feel honored to be a part of this panel. There's some great people here. Every single one of the people you had on today are impressive, Clobby, and right from Raquel right down to Loki and Purple, and I can go on and on. Thank you very much for letting me just be a small part of this. All of your voices are a cacophony of greatness, because it's great to hear about what your favorite superhero is, how it's impacted your life. That was a really cool idea for a show. I know that there's a lot of things going on in the world today, and what I enjoy most is coming to your channel, Clobby, and listening to what you have to say. And I love the Rise and Shine with the Valkyries in the morning. Of course, I get to listen to them right after Loki wakes me up. I'm sitting here working on my computer and listening to Loki and all these great shows, or Stone_Loki, I should say. And it's a pleasure to be a part of this, and the stuff that we've done with Jed and Ash and Retro, and and Mark D with a C. All you guys, it's just been so great, eh? And Eric O. It's great. Flava Flavs was here earlier. Did Culture come in too? I missed Culture if he was here. Was he?
I don't think so. I would love to have Culture Casino on.
Oh yeah, that would have been great.
Big fan. He's a great dude.
Oh, that was my fault. I think I was supposed to talk to him today. So.
That's cool. And man's busy.
We'll get him on another time. So yeah.
Unfortunately, I missed the first part of the show, so I'll have to come back and watch it again. But I really appreciate you sending me a link and saying come in anytime. And we've connected on a couple of levels, and the stuff that we love. And it's just thank you very much for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you for being here, buddy. Would never do it without you, man. You were always welcome here. And dude, you were just amazing on that. Your Legion stuff. Talking Legion with your brother was fantastic, bud.
Long live the Legion.
Long live the Legion.
Long
Avon
live
lives.
Legion.
Brett Cohen asked, you mentioned Blake 7. Yes, Blake 7 fan? Good. There are a few of us left, buddy. So, yeah, we're doing a show on that eventually, Brett. Thank you. Let's see here. Our good buddy Raymond Feliciano, author of All's Fair, a Dolphin Moore's novel, and a new one, right?
Yep. Don't have a YouTube channel, got a webpage and 2 books. The first book is All's Fair, a Dolphin Wars novel. The second one is out earlier this month. It's called Peacemaker. Very good book and a perfect sequel to All's Fair. So go on and buy them and read them and enjoy them. Clobby, thanks for having me on your team here. It's always a pleasure coming on and geeking out with comics or whatever we want to talk about pop culture wise. I enjoy it, and listening to all these great minds is always a pleasure. Thanks a lot for having me as part of the team.
Thank you, buddy. You are a member in good standing forever and ever of the Global Geek Gang, my brother, and we appreciate you, bud. And,
so, Ray, if I buy your book, do you sign it? Do you offer signed copies?
Oh yeah, yes I do. Send me an email.
10-4.
Excellent. And we have our fantastic pal, the great Mark D with the C, who's been just an amazing friend of this show. And
Thank you. Yeah, it's,
even though Jed mistreats him, he's still nice to him too.
Jed's giving me a raise, so which is good. But,
I gave him a raise, so
so you're getting double what you were getting before, are you?
Yeah.
Double your raise. Double or nothing.
Double or nothing. Yeah.
Twice nothing. Hey, bro.
But like LT said, yeah, I'm honored to be part of this panel and to talk to everyone and to hear what everyone says about superheroes and why they're so special and why they love them so much. It's been been a great time hanging out with everyone, and it is an honor to be able to be asked on here, and thank you to Jed and the crew for asking me to join Pop Culture Archivist. You can look for me on those streams, and then I also have my channel. I think the next one maybe I'll do with Raquel is printing the Doomsday Machine from the Enterprise. So she wants a copy of that sent up her way. So that would be a fun video to do. But thank you for having me on, and everyone have a great rest of the day.
Nice man. Well, there's a link to his there is a link to all these great people's channels in my description below, everyone. Let's see here.
So Jed's another year older, right? So are you getting old age pension yet, Jed, or what?
I wish.
Boy, another great member of the gang, Eric O'Sullivan, my brother, chef.
I am loving my Thursdays.
Thank you, buddy.
This is a great way to spend. This is my Sunday, and so I have unconventional weekends. And while you are here, like, hey Stone Loki and hey Purple Valkyrie, they know I've been spending my weekend mornings in Valhalla.
No,
Hey,
yeah.
sweetheart.
Kids talking
See
about
you.
cool stuff.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. So this is a wonderful dynamic in the conversation. I'm so glad to be knee deep in this, and thank you for including me. Gratitude, blessings.
Thank you for being here, my brother.
Prete
Appreciate
Nama.
Indeed.
Yes.
Great friend of the show, Eric O'Sullivan. We appreciate you, and member in good standing with the Global Geek Gang. And now we got the founding members. Well, Retro had to run, so hail to Retro. But the great Ash Singh. Hey, buddy, what you got to say?
Hey, how's it going? You can find me on all the social medias and my own YouTube channel at Ash Singh. You can also find me on Pop Culture Archivists with streams with Jed and Retro and Mark, as well as here on Thursdays, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I did have one more superhero to talk about.
Okay.
I think you might know where this is heading. I mean, come on, we've got to talk about the great, the powerful, the Michael Byrne of Star Trek Discovery.
She does have an Iron Man suit.
Beacon of inclusivity and diversity.
Who?
I just like her hair.
I don't know who you're talking about.
To be honest, she does
exist.
pretty cool. hair.
Music Monster.
She's an attractive woman. I'm sorry. She's a very attractive woman. So if I'm watching Discovery, what I usually do is just mute it and just watch her. Her expressions are just classic.
If you want to put the image back, I've got a whole roster of favorite superheroes to go through. I mean, come on, we've got Ray. She's incredible at bypassing compressors on starships.
That's why he's the Joker, folks.
We've got
chaos.
Jodie Whittaker, Doctor. I mean, bring in diversity and inclusivity to the TARDIS, and of course, Dreamer from the Supergirl TV show.
Not real Dream Girl.
No, let's have the real Dream Girl.
Yeah, not real Dream Girl.
Wow.
So I can't call her a him or a him or her. So what do I call her anyway?
See, that's the real Dream Girl
Nothing.
Mike's got up there right now.
That's Raquel's new cosplay,
Yeah.
everyone, by the way, for those who showed up late.
Real Dream Girl.
You notice how Quizlet's making her chair with his powers? I love that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Love Steve Lytle. Can you 3D print a Quizlet, either Ash or Mark?
Well, if someone out there could, I tried to find a model online, but if someone could draw a Quizlet, a 3D model, I could print it. So I think
you have to find the 3D model. That's the problem.
Is Maddie's daddy an animator, right? Could he draw a Quizlet?
I'll check with him. I think he can. Yeah.
Yeah. Then if he drew it, he could send me the
And
file.
for the younger generation, Snowflake and Save Space, inspiring the young reader.
This is not the Rogues Gallery Day. It's Superhero Day, Ash.
You are the Joker,
Raymond
dude.
said, please vote Ash off the island, please.
Earth 2 Robin. That's
We love
Ash.
Yeah, we love Ash. Ash
That's
is
the classic. Was that the classic
version
Justice Society, Robin? That was. I just caught
yeah.
most of it.
That's the Earth 2. Well, yeah, that was in the episode where that was older Robin, but it was. I love this episode. This was my top when I did my list. It's the one called Color Revenge, where he's an older Robin, and but it is the Earth. Looks just like the Earth 2, the second Earth 2 Robin costume.
Yeah,
right. When you say Earth 2, that's the Justice Society that they kind of serve to another
adult Robin.
world. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
adult Robin. Purple, I had no idea you were familiar with the Music Meister. Have you seen some B&B?
Yeah.
That Doom Patrol episode was really good too.
The great Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, he was great. This episode, I listen to the soundtrack all the time. What a great episode, great soundtrack. Mayhem of the Music Meister. Get me started on B&B. I mean, I babbled on about it for 3 hours the other night.
Man that never got to be.
Oh, Ash.
I know.
Listen, when finally my partner, my good friend, and yesterday's birthday boy, my buddy Ash. Hey, bro. I mean, no, I'm sorry, Chad. I get his name confused because I don't care about him. Sorry.
Chad.
Thank you, brother. Yeah,
You know we love you,
dude.
man.
I appreciate everything you've done for me, Mike, and I give a special thank you to everybody that was there at my birthday thing yesterday, including Loki and Purple that were there too, and everybody else was like, yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks to you guys, I was able to do some birthday shopping yesterday, so the things I really needed. So
what happened yesterday? I thought it was just a Wednesday.
So I was, so
man.
I want to thank everybody out there and like just have tons of gratitude and just thank you for everybody that like yesterday was like one of the best birthdays I've had in like years. So I can't say enough how much gratitude and everything I have towards you guys. But you can find us on the Pop Culture Archivist channel, and this weekend may be a banging weekend. This Sunday may be a banging Sunday episode because I already got one person confirmed, and we might have a few others. So it may be a big Sunday again.
Absolutely.
So you can find me here on Thursday, and then I may be on Father Christopher's in the morning. I gotta talk to him
tomorrow afternoon, I think, dude.
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Still gotta talk to him, and then at night I'm on with Nick, and then afterward, sometimes I'm foul ball if he has room. So I'm on Foul Balls after Nick's. And then on Saturday, I'm on Normie's channel. And then Sunday, we have the big weekly stream. And we are trying to do, and I know this ain't going to be an every week thing, but we're trying to do a second stream and then maybe do a night stream. I got to talk to the guys about this and see what they think. And I'll talk to you too, Mike, because you'll probably be up and too.
All right,
so you're included in on that. But we want to do a night stream because I've got some comments that people would love a night stream for people that are up at night in US and stuff. So there's things coming, and like I said, we're gonna do a Doctor Who stream that's totally different than anything that's out there. It's gonna be geared towards the fans and the characters, but mostly towards the fans that kept the dream alive. So we have that, and then we're going to do a Fantastic Four stream somewhere along the line, and it's going to be awesome. We're going to have plenty of cool stuff in there, and of course Mike's going to be there. All the normal people are going to be there, and we may have some special guests over there. So we got things planned. So
all right, buddy. We'll appreciate you. This again. I want to thank you all. Show notes real quick before we get out of here. Saturday night, of course, the magnificent and amazing and my wonderful first officer, the lovely Raquel Briggs, and I, 4 more episodes reviewing all of Star Trek. We're still in the 3rd season, but we're dealing with it. And man, I cannot tell you how much fun you were all making that show for us. We're having a blast.
Yeah,
that chat is wild, and it is. I mean, it's very interactive. It is fantastic. So thank you everyone who participates in that. Appreciate you. Can't wait. And then Monday night, my great friend, a superhero in his own right, the great Ace Castine, and I will be reviewing Invincible because it'll end tonight. By the way, Loki, if you're able, if you want to stop in, bro, if you want to hang with us, we would love to have you, Loki. But if you feel like it, brother.
I've got a stream with the Dega tonight at 7. I'll see what happens after that.
No, that's Monday night though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll come by Monday.
No. Okay, man. All right, buddy. So anyway, thanks to this fantastic Global Geek Gang panel We had Pablo earlier. We had the great Nick Weiser earlier. We had Retro, of course, the wonderful Raquel Briggs. And I mean, all of you in the chat who has been here today, thank you so much. Every one of you. I did not write the names down and stuff because it went by so fast I couldn't pay attention. But I just wanted to thank you, everybody who was in this chat, everyone who listened out there, and anyone listening later or watching later. Appreciate you so much. It's always clobbering times here on the Global Geek Gang. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now I will play us out with the greatest intro ever made by the greatest dude ever, Loki. Thank you, and good night, everyone. And good day.
Thank you, everybody.